Hey everybody, it's been a bit, but we are back and we are playing Descent into Avernus tonight, picking up right where we left off. About I think it's been was it been
2 weeks?
2 weeks we've been off. But it feels good to be back, and we are going to kind of pick it up basically right where we left off last time. Um, but before we do
Whoa!
that,
Thanks for the jams, man.
and ooh, yes, you can see the belly of the door is empty. So Tack Brindis, thank you for the cheer. Gotta fill them up. Um, and ooh, Pruno is here right on time to successfully redeem an award inspiration for Evangeline. So we got some of the regular crew out there with us. So thanks everybody. Um, if if you're not so familiar with us and you're just stopping by to see what the stream is all about, please be sure to follow the channel so you can get notifications when we go live. We got quite a few games actively going right now, so that's the best way to get a little notification when we're jumping on here and hanging out. Um, the other way, there's kind of some new stuff that we got that I've incorporated into the info section of the channel here now. We now have a little apparel store set up through Stream Elements. I can't vouch for anything in relation to the quality of the material until I get my own. I had bought my own today, and Tack Brindis did as well. So we'll let you know how that stuff turns out. I've never used it before, so if it works out nice, I'll be singing its praises because I hate managing all of my swag and trying to mail stuff out. And
I saw there was a white sweatshirt on there. I can't wait to get one of those and stain the crud out of it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, like
I kept trying to
instantly.
figure out how can I make the white version like not the thumbnail, but
It looks good in the white, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I'm gonna make a mess out of that. Then I saw they had a really nice gray looking one, so I think maybe a white and a gray because I got the old logo, got to get the new logo.
yeah, I have a cream colored sweatshirt like that that has the university I went to on it, but it has all of the coffee stains everywhere. So yeah, that's the risk you run with that. That's why I just black clothing everything if I can. Um, so and we have another inspiration.
Ooh, it's
Oh,
on cooldown.
it's on cooldown. Oh, there's probably more inspiration coming your way. Um, so if you are coming in, hanging out with us for the first time, as you can see, people are hanging out and redeeming items from our Stream Element store. When you watch the stream, you earn and accumulate points that you can use on the fun things in the Stream Element store. Oh, and Tack Brindis just redeemed a social, so everybody gets a point of inspiration. Um, You also get EXP points for cheering and following and subscribing and doing all those fun things. So thank you for the support, and that's just a way for you to have some fun right along with us here as we're playing our game. So as we begin, I don't think I have any other announcements or anything like that. I think before we begin, this is a good time for us to introduce our characters that we will be playing with tonight. Players, just give us your character's name and class, and I don't know. I think just about each of you had some kind of a uh, near death experience of some kind, or you were worried about someone else's death. So tell us maybe, in those moments in that last session when you saw your life flash before your eyes, what was your character thinking about? And let's start maybe first with Evangeline.
All right. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I am playing Evangeline. And I am a rogue changeling, which came into play a little bit there when I was impaled on a tree and kind of lost form a little bit. And yeah, when that happened, I was kind of seeing multiple lives flash before my eyes, and settled on one, I suppose, that was more meaningful than the others had been. But now I'm up and kind of alive and, trying to make the best of things with my like few hit points I've got. And so putting that behind me and trying to refocus and face whatever we have to face going forward.
Focus on the life that you have before you, which isn't much, wandering through Avernus. Next up, we have Lorem.
Oop, mute.
Hi, my name's Kit. I play Lorem, a dwarven glamour bard. And I don't recall if I had a near death experience, but everybody else did because I was trying to run to get to the demon grinder, and it was a lot farther away than I remembered. And so I didn't have my own life flashing before my eyes, but it sure had everybody else's.
All right. Next up, we have Aplos.
Hello, I'm Casey. I'm playing Aplos. He is a elven paladin, and he's been having his life flash before his eyes pretty regularly since this adventuring started. So it's just become a little bit like, I mean, he does his elven meditation, and this is just a very intense version of that. Um, and But in this particular encounter, um, there was some miscommunication about which way things were going, and then Miss Evangeline just went splat in a very unpleasant manner on a tree, um, and then we had to put her back together. So he's a little more face to face with the mortality of others than he's been in quite some time. People tend to get old and go off and die, and that's happened quite a bit, but it's very rarely that abrupt right there. So he's not okay with that. Stop dying.
And then we have Bryn.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I play Bryn. She is a halfling warlock. And I think if I recall last session, Bryn also went the way of Evangeline for a while before she got brought back up to help deal the finishing blow. Um, and I think while she was going unconscious, she was definitely thinking about, her family, all the people that her family cares for in their shelter back in Boulder's Gate, the people of El Terrell. And I think the last cogent thought she had was, uh, I should have been stronger. And then she goes out, which I think kind of fuels the anger that she has when she gets back up and, got to deal with, got to give every little bit of her energy, herself, her soul into this fight that they had and just came out of barely alive.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for sharing your thoughts, your character's thoughts. So that battle has just ended. You defeated Haruman, one of Zariel's generals from when she first led the Hell Riders into Avernus initially. Um, of course, Haruman now, the Haruman that you faced was nothing like what his mortal likeness would have been. He'd been twisted, and clearly something had changed. Something transformed him into a devil himself. Um, and so you were standing in this field, this field of these wrought iron trees, this same type of material that a couple of you, Evangeline and Bryn, felt the sting of yourselves. Seemingly, these trees must beckon to Haruman's call, as he was able to summon them, kind of with relative ease, to spring up out of the ground. And as you're looking about, you again can see that there are dozens upon dozens of bodies of humans and elves and half elves, all with these scourges sticking to them, and they all are kind of moaning in pain. Um, And we've got a woo. Zalkarai, thank you for the subscription. That's awesome. First subscription of the night. Woo! So you see all of these bodies, and then there is that one that has the vampiric visage. You saw his fangs. I think you briefly maybe spoke with him. This elf who definitely has a number of these sturges on his back and such. You fed him a little bit. He was asking you for water. And Aplos, I think you gave him some water, but then upon seeing his fangs, Lorem had given him some holy water, which he downed and kind of screeched with pain and passed out. He seems to be kind of coming to as the battle has died down, and he's just trembling, and he's looking over at all of you feebly, just barely awake. As yet another sturge drops down out of the sky and grabs hold of his neck with its proboscis. Is that what you would call that? I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Yeah.
But sticks it into his neck, and you can see him just kind of seize up, and like some tears kind of drop down his cheek as he winces.
I know vampires aren't traditionally allied with good, but in this circumstance, given that we're working with devils and demons and such things, perhaps we could just take him off the pointy bits. That it just seems a bit much.
I mean, I will say the pointy bits are very unpleasant, so I'm good with that plan.
Yes. And I mean, we could of course keep the holy water and stakes and such things at the ready should he do anything. But I mean, it looks like a child could probably put a stake in that hole if needed. It's a bit gapy around the middle bit there. So if we could just, if you could just help me with and I think if we lift and, oh, this is a bit like getting that cat out of that tree, and that didn't go so. Whoosh.
Yeah, as you go over there, you're trying to help him up and off of the spikes that have pierced through his chest. You can see he's like trying to speak to you. He's just mouthing. He's just like hoarse. Like no sound comes from his voice now as he's. But you think he's mouthing the word mercy.
Yes. I don't, I don't think I can actually deliver mercy at while you're on the spike, but I think I know what you're going for, but I would like to just get you down first.
And you manage to pull him off. The sturges kind of seem like they're kind of like fighting a little bit, realizing that their meal is being wrested away, but maybe shoo them off a little bit, and they kind of disperse. And he flops down his dead weight on the ground, and you just can hear his breathing. He exhales a sigh of relief. This mild amount of relief that you have provided.
Um. Uh. Miss Bryn, I'm aware of how to perform the last rites for the Hell Riders. It was in the books. Um. Do you think we ought to?
Lulu is kind of flying over by you, Bryn, and she says, "Oh, Bryn, I know him. I remember him. His name is Jander Sunstar. He joined us when Zariel led the charge to come here to Avernus. Oh, but he's a coward.
A coward? How so?
He's the one. He's the one. When the fight got too difficult, when we were surrounded on all sides, he was the one that called out to the Hell Riders to flee, to retreat, that the fight was lost. He abandoned Zariel. And many of the other Hell Riders followed him.
And I'm looking at the other people on the trees. Are these all of them?
Oh, and she's like kind of looking out, and she says, "I don't know if it's all of them, but I think I recognize some of them."
Oh, well, Aplos, apparently Lulu says she recognizes some of these people. They're Hell Riders. Or were. I don't know how it works. They left. They tried to flee when the battle was turning. Uh, they. I guess this is some sort of twisted form of punishment.
Um, well, we are in Avernus, so
Yeah. I. Yes. That's getting back to your first question. I'm just not sure if. I mean, if we do what he asks, is his soul just not gonna stay here?
I'm not entirely certain. I do know that souls can be sent to Avernus to become devils and demons and such things. That's a way that they come, and um, but
Do undead have souls?
that's where I'm a little less
Hmm.
clear. Um, I do know how to dispatch an undead. And I do know prayers to say over the dying, uh, but uh, well,
Well,
along with
look.
that, we could use warriors.
Oh, well, I was going to say that it's the thought that counts in this situation and that you should try, but I do like your practical side, Aplos. We could use warriors.
And
So
these are the Hell Riders, and well, their home's right there. And he sort of points in the air back that ways a ways. Um, if
I'm
there was a
sh-
time to earn redemption, now might be it. But
very much like the way you think. And yes, I think that they would probably be honored to fight for their homeland. Perhaps we should explain to them why we're here and see if they'd be interested.
I mean, let's ask. Hey, Sunstar. That's his name, right? Sunstar.
Mm.
I'm gonna go over and just kind of nudge him with my
Poke him a little bit.
yeah.
and Aplos will try and like do a 1 point lay on hands, like while like I think if I just put a bit of leather over that gaping wound, and boop, maybe he can get some air held in there to make a voice.
Hey, Sunstar.
And
What do you think?
you notice that as you try to lay on hands, like it doesn't do anything for him. It doesn't help him at all. The wound
Ah,
doesn't close. It just kind of oozes a little bit as more blood kind of gushes out. And Bryn, you're talking to him, and you can see he's trying to mouth to you, but he's like it's like his voice box is gone. He's just like with this raspy like
You,
he's mouthing words and nothing's coming out.
Let's get him some
I
water.
probably have a pen and paper. I mean, I think maybe
Or
I could
some
write
water,
better.
preferably the non-holy kind. I think he just needs to wet his throat.
um, well, he is a vampire.
Yeah. Mm.
So Aplos will like look down. It's like, well, I am already bleeding, and he just sort of like holds his arm out and waits for a few drops to go. It's like,
And you can just see him. He's like
oh,
his,
okay,
his arm like kind of goes up and like he doesn't want it.
then he'll
He's
withdraw.
rejecting that.
Um,
And as you're looking at him, trying to figure out if there's a way for you maybe to communicate with him, Laurel, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Ooh, you took your eyes off the smiling one. That probably wasn't a good idea."
And I just like look around and where is Smiler? I know he was bolting with me originally.
The last time you saw him, you guys were crossing paths as you were going.
I
You were
tried to
doubling
punch him.
back. Yeah, you tried to punch him. He, I think, cast like a dancing
Yeah.
spell on you.
Yeah.
but he was under like the last time you saw him, he was kind of terrified, and he was fleeing away from Haruman. Haruman's screech and the sounds that came from the nightmare kind of repelled him. He was under that fear effect.
Yes. What about the smiling one?
Well, I think he is taking your ride.
Oh shit! I say that out loud. So like, it just see me staring at this guy, and all of a sudden, I just go, "Oh shit!"
Mr. Laurel?
Smiler took our ride.
That little jerk.
Oh. But I hope he doesn't drive very far.
Well, we were running low on gas.
Oh.
That's true, but I think that he had some good, soul coinage. He seemed pretty loaded when we were at that restaurant. Comparatively.
Evangeline, you hear a voice in your head say, "Yes, he has something that I'm looking for as well."
Oh, well, apparently the mysterious voice says that they're also looking for something from Smiler. Just putting that out there into the world, guys.
Wait, what? You're hearing a mysterious voice?
Yeah, and I'm assuming also Laurel
Yeah,
as well.
no, he's yeah. How long have we been in hell? You're still surprised at that? You were hearing voices in your head since before
yes,
hell.
exactly. I don't
Okay.
know so many people in my head.
Mysterious voice, what do you want from Smiler? I'm a little punch drunk at this point, so.
The voice replies to you, Evangeline, and says, "Well, it's probably improper to say that is what I want. Is what my queen wants. My queen is seeking something that belongs to her. A mask that was stolen, lost."
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, we saw that mask. Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry, I was inside.
That's okay. I'll say, apparently the mysterious voice works for a queen who wants a mask.
Wasn't Smiler wearing a mask in the market when we first ran into him?
He was carrying one. Yes, I think he showed it to me. He did tell us about it, right?
He had just stolen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you helped him. Wasn't he running away with the mask?
I mean, yes, I didn't help him because he stole the mask. I was helping him because he was. But yes, I understand.
I'm not blaming you. I just, it was the sequence of events.
Yes.
Who's this queen?
And you hear Bryn, a voice in your head, say, "And don't think that she doesn't remember how you helped him slay some of her agents."
Okay. Yep. This is definitely Tiamat. If I remember, Smiler telling her that this mask was somehow related to her. Yeah.
Voice.
So, for the record, voice, your agents were breaking Mahadi's rules. I was just enforcing them. So if you have any quarrel with how I handled things, take it up with Mahadi.
Well, you obviously can handle yourself. That was quite an impressive thing that you all did, handling Haruman like that. Indeed, I'm sure that my queen will look on this action favorably.
Mysterious voice. Who are you?
If you need a name to put with these words that you are hearing, if that helps you to gain a grip on your sanity, you can call me Shalganai.
Do you have is shall okay if we shorten that just a little bit? Colloquially.
He ignores you and says, "I am the one that has been tasked with finding and retrieving this mask from Smiler. He has proven time and time again to be quite elusive."
Now, wait a
But-
second. I thought all telepathic communications were monitored in Avernus.
Who's going to eavesdrop on the servant of a goddess? Um,
I think almost everybody.
well, yes, but who's going to want to upset her by acting on that information?
Smiler, apparently.
But I don't think he's one of the eavesdroppers.
Well, I mean,
He doesn't
upsetting
strike
her.
me. He doesn't strike me as the attentive type.
No.
This is a good point. I don't want to be making more enemies of Zariel, or making enemies of Zariel.
Oh, you shouldn't. You're way beyond that at this point. You're in too deep.
So
I mean, that was kind of our mission in the first place. So that was a given, but
I thought we could talk to her. I don't know. See if we could get this contract renegotiated.
Earmuffs,
I mean-
Lulu, earmuffs.
Oh, yeah.
Lulu is just like over by Jander. Is just like, who is this? You guys are hearing the voice. How come he's not letting me in? I want to be
Okay.
included.
Well, I think this might be one of those ones that might upset you. So, why don't you help
Okay.
me? And we'll take care of the soldiers, because even if they did turn, they've certainly served their time for it. And we'll put them to rest. And while
Okay.
we take care of that, they can take care of the conversation with Shalingnai.
So you start to go around and start to pull some of the other Hell Riders off of their respective trees, and maybe Lulu starts to
this episode is sponsored by.
play a little.
Lulu, you're on Sturge duty. Just give them a toot each time they get close.
Yeah, she's gonna play a little rendering of taps for each of these poor souls that you pull off the trees. Yeah, so the voice responds to that last line that you all were contemplating about. Is I think you're worried, is Zariel listening? And the voice of Shalganai says, "You've managed to make quite a few enemies, if I'm not mistaken, during your time here. But if you play your cards right with the one that I serve, perhaps you could find yourself with an ally."
Well,
Being
I'm certainly.
who?
Well, it seems that the rest of your companions have figured it out. I serve the mother, the creator of dragonkind, Tiamat.
Now, I didn't pay attention much in school, but I have the sense that Tiamat was not someone who would be allies with anyone.
You think that we are so foolish not to realize the value of allies? If we have mutual goals, why would we not work together?
And what are
Is he a-
those mutual goals?
Well, this Smiler has stolen something from us. It seems that he's also stolen something from you.
That's fair. He is meh. But do you just want us to get your mask and bring it back, or what are you actually asking us here?
You got it. Bring the mask back. And perhaps you may find that it's valuable to have Tiamat's blessing and high regard.
I don't doubt that.
I don't know if we want to join a third faction.
I mean, we could diversify our,
Our souls.
allies, our souls. Yeah. We can't really split three ways, can
If I'm
we?
going to lose my soul, I suppose I would want people to argue over it.
if I'm not mistaken, you came here searching for something,
Yes.
and you didn't find it, did you?
Well, we haven't really looked, to be fair.
Who says that it's not here?
Our guide seems a little confused, to be
Yes.
honest.
You know what we're looking for?
I don't know of this object. I don't know where it is, but Tiamat certainly is one who would. I will leave it to you to make your decision. I'm sure if you go back down to the base of the hill where you left your vehicle, you'll find that it is going to be quite easy to track your little friend.
Well, that's probably fair. He doesn't seem like the brightest of the bunch. I am kind of curious. He doesn't seem like the brightest of the bunch, but he managed to steal that mask. How?
As I said, he has proven to be quite fortuitous. He has slipped us time and time again, just as he has taken something from you. He's unpredictable. He is chaotic.
That's accurate.
We do need a ride if we want to get anywhere.
We do need that ride back because that ride doesn't belong to us.
And he did ditch us and is kind of a douche. So, just in general.
I don't know. I think it's kind of okay.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
I mean, we're in health, so kind of. At least he's like reliably chaotic.
Fair. And he did help us. But
I don't know. I think we should at least find him and see if I don't know. Maybe he's gotten bored of the mask or something, and we can take it back.
that's true. That does seem on brand.
Chaotic reliable. I think you've invented a new alignment.
All right.
Boys, or shall, whatever you want us to call you. We will do this thing in return for assistance in our quest.
Very well. Should you return, should you decide that you can retrieve this mask, if you wish to return it to us, seek out. He describes to you a tower where you can take it. I think. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. He gives you the directions to where you can take it to a dark tower that looms on the horizons of Avernus.
Ominous.
Well, I don't think we're in the position to travel right now.
No. But how is Aplos doing with the whole soul frame thing over there?
He's taken each person off in turn and sort of laid them down. The ground doesn't look suitable for burial, so he's just folding their hands and he's digging out an apple seed and putting it in each of their hands. And any who can speak, he takes the names of their relatives, and then he ends them.
Okay.
Yeah, and probably most of them probably don't even live once you take them off the trees. They don't live long enough for you even have to do that grisly act. There's probably a few that maybe beg for it, and you put them to rest.
Or any who's like, it would be shredding them to take them off the tree. He'll them first, but
yeah. So you manage to. Takes takes some time, probably a matter of hours to complete the task, but you'll be kind of tired afterwards. This has been a grueling bit of work, even with all of you combined, throwing your efforts behind this. But you managed to do it. The only one that maybe is still living would be Jander.
Should we get him a stick or something? I feel like he really needs to tell us something to unload before he dies. Some dirt.
And he died?
Well, before he moves on to the next realm.
Yes, he can die. I sort of specialize in killing things like him. I just never had to kill one that was just laying there.
Well, see if he wants to say something before you. No.
Well, he's asking for mercy, and that's usually a sign that he just is ready. But he'll give him any opportunity he can to draw on a thing, make a mark, whatever. But I think it's. Bleh.
Yeah, he motions for you to do the task, and as you stake him, you just kind of feel like his eyes kind of open up one last time and roll into the back of his head, and then he just finally looks relaxed and calm as he expires.
Well, on the upside, I didn't forget any of the words to the ceremony for burials.
You did very well, Apple.
I've now
Small
practiced.
victories.
I've now practiced it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. You did a good thing. They were very miserable here.
Yes. I don't know that they were cowards, though. But
no. Well,
also, it was very rude of Haruman to disappear without leaving his arms and armor.
Agreed.
It
was also rude for him to put me on a stake, though. So there were lots of things.
That's true, but I mean that was sort of part of the battle. But as a general, as a noble person, he really should have left his arms and armor behind. That's the way it is done.
Lulu says, oh, but that armor it was a clash with your look. Are you still wearing that like Bane armor?
It had so he's still wearing the Bane armor, but he had the spikes ground down.
That's right.
So okay. so it is the Bane armor, but it doesn't have like all the spikes. It just has like nubs now.
My question is it polka dot because the armor was stained black afterwards and grinding it down? Now you just have polished silver or whatever. So do you just have black polka dot armor?
It's very stylish.
Yeah, Lulu is like, I like that so much better. That black armor and that infernal hellfire fiery sword. I don't like it.
See, you take the armor and the arms, and then you ransom them back for the release of the noble. It's how it's done.
I don't think that they follow proper protocol in hell.
Well, they ought to.
They should. I mean, honestly, like, if you were running things, this place would run much smoother and more dignified.
Yes, that is how you get Strahd. But if well, in any case, I could use a rest, but I'm not sure here, but I'm not sure where.
I mean, honestly,
I think the Death Forest has been cleared of threats for now.
Yeah, I feel like here is as good as anywhere, which is horrifying, but
I can maybe put up a bubble for us. I don't think so, though. Quite tired.
I think it's a ritual.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I feel like it's a ritual. Maybe it's not.
I think you're right.
Oh, it is a ritual.
Ooh.
So I can do it.
If
I
ever
will
there
go
was a
ahead
time
and-
to use it, it's right now.
Yeah.
We
So
need your
I'm gonna
bubble!
go. I'm gonna go and find us a spot that's kind of like backed into. Is it just like a flat hill with all of these random trees?
I mean, you could definitely find like a flat patch to pop the hut up on.
I want to find a rocky patch. Like I want to back us against some rocks, if possible.
Yeah, absolutely. You could
Okay.
do that.
So I'll do that, and then I'll go ahead and sit down and start humming a little tune to myself as I focus. And a minute later, it'll look like a bunch more rocks, like boulders, just pop up out of nowhere and blend in with the boulders that were already there.
Eat.
All right.
Quite the song, Laurel.
So you all lumber into the hut and begin your long rest. Somewhere, the engine of that vehicle of yours is humming away and siphoning away a little bit. I need each of you during the night. You're all plagued by incredible nightmares. So each of you give me a wisdom saving throw.
I slept wonderful. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh no.
no.
Oh, no. Have that inspiration.
1 in the 20
I-
cancel out, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have the inspiration, so I can like do that.
No.
We each like wake up in turn, and Evangeline is strangling us in our sleep.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Okay.
he's reading on a chart.
No, he sent me a message, so that's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So you all wake up the next day after your long rest.
Oh, nothing happened. Great.
Nothing at all happened.
No, nothing at all happened.
Except you're all feeling hunger in the pits of your stomach, and still you feel fatigued even though you've taken this long rest, even though your wounds have healed. You just feel achy and like the worst hangover of your life.
So, I'm just gonna put this out there that being impaled on a tree is the worst, the very worst way of, it's not good.
Well, um,
It's okay,
Ah,
Taste, but
well,
it's not good.
On the bright side, not brushing your teeth doesn't ruin the taste of a good apple here. And he bites into the ash tasting apple, like having not brushed his teeth yet, and is like, see, it's just the same.
Does it give you that like toothpaste and orange juice taste? That's
No, it's not even as flavorful as that. It's just tastes like dirt and kind of mealy, mushy on the inside, like it was just infested with worms. It's just if you can stomach it down, it'll sit there in the pit of your stomach and maybe stave off that hunger feeling, but there's no pleasure that you derive from it.
It's no worse than rotting sawdust.
Like the endorsement, dear.
Well, have to keep on the bright side. So, after our vehicle,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Which I'm sure is long gone by now, but we were in no condition to chase after it.
Well,
No,
that
but
is.
he's very stupid, so I feel like we'll be able to find him again.
You all traverse through the iron tree forest, and make it back down to the base of the hill where you can see definitely the tread tracks of that infernal war machine. A couple of donuts, right in
Very
in the
stupid.
earth, and clearly like a kind of fishtail kind of ziff off into the distance.
That
No
doesn't seem
mistaking.
necessary.
No mistaking which direction he went in.
Wait a second. Oh, that's cheerful. From this direction, it looks like a big smile. There. Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's definitely something that he would have done. Big spin out there, smile, then drive off.
Not judging you, Bryn, because he was helpful, but you pick questionable friends.
Yes.
I just look at Evangeline and go, "Hey."
Yeah.
You're his employer. It's different. Or her employer.
So,
And not to belittle anyone, but perhaps Miss Bryn and Mr. Lorem, you could take turns riding Stevia. You're at about a half step.
Yeah. No offense taken. I'm gonna get on.
We could change myself smaller if I can ride the horse.
But if you, well, it was. I mean, it was
How
more
Oh.
that
How
I was
strong
having
is
to
the
slow
horse?
down.
I understand. I'll walk. It's fine.
so as you start to progress out into the hellscape and make your way, I need somebody to roll me 2d4.
I'm
wants
having
to
real
make-
bad
Who
luck
wants
with
to
the
bear
rolls.
the burden of making this roll?
Not me after that one. So y'all.
Oh, I thought
can do
I thought
that.
Ethan said boom. There we go. Oh, Lorem. Getting in there.
Hey.
All right.
It's gotta be good, right?
We're assuming good is high.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
seven's a lucky number.
This is
What if I
DC
told
speed
you it had
rolls.
nothing to do with that?
Oh.
So you begin to make your way out, and you travel for what feels like the equivalent of 6 hours or so. And as you are doing so, out in the distance, you're traveling, and you can see kind of the path that he has taken takes you right down along the banks of the river Styx. And off some incredible distance, maybe to the north, well, cardinal directions, off like kind of away from where you're traveling, the opposite direction from where you're traveling. If you look down that way, you would see El Terrell hanging with its chains considerably lower than when you left it last, but still hovering in the air. And coming the opposite direction, the way that you are headed, you see this massive mammoth. It almost looks like a tower that is floating, and coming. It's floating right above the river Styx.
Whoa.
Was that
So-
where we were supposed to return the mask?
I mean, it is a giant tower, so assuming yes.
The tower that your friend the voice told you about. He didn't mention anything about it moving, and this is actually moving and floating right above the river Styx, seemingly heading upriver. And Lulu is looking at it, kind of in awe, and she says, "Zariel's on that fortress."
Oh,
Is she now?
Miss Bryn, could you make sure you have a grasp on Lulu?
Yep. I'm just
you.
looking at the tower.
Um,
Grab hold of the
That's-
tail,
Yeah.
draw her in. It's just teeming, it's buzzing with devils on the outside, and you can see on its top, you perceive that probably the top of the tower is flat, as you can see like sentries looking down around it, bone devils and such, kind of scattered around there, and then all sorts of different flying devils just hovering like buzzards around it.
So, crazy idea, but should we talk to her now that we know where she is? I mean,
Uh,
conversation.
I think no.
I think not. Look, she's here.
Rose, go with Daddy.
um.
That was Rose.
Well. Her demon grinder's a bit bigger than ours.
Fair point. No, I'm just
Whoa,
saying
thanks for the
that.
jams, man!
I mean,
It isn't
haven't
like
really
us
even
at the
tried.
moment.
But do we even know her motivations? I just feel like talking to her might,
We just
you know.
killed one of her
Yes.
generals.
Based
She
on
was trying to
based
kill
on
us.
how many devils that you see hovering around there, walking up and talking to her might be a little bit more complicated than.
Walk up with a white flag, surrender.
I mean,
Well,
kind of plot armor. Let's do it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to be the type to accept surrender. You might recall
Oh, that's fair.
that.
That's fair, but we just want to ask why she pulled a city down into hell. I think that's a fair question. You know, not demanding anything, just clarification of why.
Well, if you recall, she feels a bit betrayed. And I think she may have gone a bit mad.
It happens down here.
Well, yes, but she went a bit more than most.
That's fair.
I suspect when a celestial breaks, they break hard.
Well, you know, I mean, Smiler is obviously a much
Oh, well,
easier
he's
thing to deal with. So
yes,
if you want to ignore that we know where Zoriel is, that's fine.
yes, he's an Eladrin. They do start off a bit broken, so stress fractures probably just build.
I feel like he was more than a bit broken though, just originally. I mean,
Well, I mean, the Feywild is a bit creative.
while it is, but you know, not everyone comes out of there mad.
They have a sense of style, at least. It was a cool
Always.
parasol.
Always.
Yes.
Lulu,
I say
Lulu
as
says,
our employer.
Go ahead.
I would say, like, as your employer, I am not condoning going after Zariel at the moment. I'm more focused on tasks a bit closer at hand, thus retrieving our ride and, I guess, this mask.
Yeah.
And I do feel if we had perhaps the sword, we could at least negotiate from a position of having something. Whereas right now, I don't know there's much difference between us and anything else she might squish.
Well, she might not squish us. I mean, she just might have a conversation with us. I'm not asking us for actually, you know, go fight Zoriel. I'm just saying we could say, so why? And you know,
Well,
see if she's at all sane anymore, at all reasonable.
Lulu is like, yeah, we should go talk to her. I know if I
Well,
could see her, I could, maybe I could convince her to come back.
well,
Oh, I'm sure you could, Lulu. I mean, how could anyone say no to you? I
I can. No.
what? Mr.
We
Lorum,
have-
I'm a bit confused.
We have a piece of paper in our possession that gives Zariel all the right, all the motivation she needs to just absolutely eviscerate us on the spot.
Oh?
The contract that we signed goes directly against her wishes.
Oh, well, yes, there's that.
Just
So,
ignore the floating tower, but I guess now we know where she is, and
I'm sure we'll be able to find the tower again.
also there is the issue that it's over the center of the river Styx, which, from what I recall, I wouldn't recall why we would
that's
have gone in
fair.
there.
That is fair. So
Um,
you're right. It was not a smart idea. We should go find Smiler and get the mask and
well,
you know
I
all that.
I mean it hmm, yes.
So, as you're kind of looking at it and you're having this conversation, it's just kind of slowly moving, and at some point it passes kind of like past you where you're maybe observing it from afar, and you can just see like the point that is hovering at the base of the tower, which is maybe just mere inches or feet above the river Styx. You could see it almost looks like it's drawing maybe not the water itself out of the river Styx, but it is like absorbing souls or energy or something. You can just see this kind of reddish aura, kind of like almost like a vapor coming off of the surface of the water, and it seems like it's being like maybe through some kind of like a conduit or something. It's being sucked up into the tower, and maybe that is its energy source that is propelling it forward. You're not really sure what that's about.
Oh,
Um,
like a giant soul coin. Like it takes up all the souls to fuel giant tower. Oh,
Sense.
Aplos.
Well, um, um, uh,
This is a
oh,
moral quandary for later. Shall we continue?
yes. But can we agree to call that Stygy energy?
Did she? Sure.
Okay, thank you.
you guys
Because,
are
well,
coining all sorts of stuff here. We got
I just,
chaotic reliable, Stigi energy.
it just, yes. We should go find Smiler, though. Yes.
Yes,
So
Smiler definitely needs to have some reckoning.
you
What happened anyway?
He ran away because he's a coward.
Oh,
While I was impaled on a metal tree, he was running away and stealing our vehicle. So keep that in mind.
I tried to stop him, but unfortunately he cast a spell and I just started dancing.
Well, that is ridiculous and mean. So that sounds like Smiler.
a bit funny, though.
It was not funny in the
A
moment.
little. Well, not even a little bit. What kind of dance?
It was a jig while I was fearing for my employees' lives. So
Oh. I do appreciate that you feared for my life while doing a jig, but nonetheless, I agree. Smiler is terrible.
So you've all been traveling for what feels like 6 hours, and that'd be a long time. Maybe in your world, 6 hours on Avernus is an incredible amount of time to be traveling, and you're all feeling even worse than you did this morning when you woke up. Would you like to continue traveling, or give in to your bodies telling you that it's time to stop?
I'm definitely advocating for a rest and trying to get the party to come to my frame of mind because I was
Um,
pretty beat up.
well, have we, seen any, are we drawing closer to Smiler? Do the tracks look fresher?
Who knows?
Well, I mean, he does seem to divert to hit things, and the last few were definitely dead and had not been twitching for some time. Were any of these recent ones twitching?
No, they look about the same as the tracks that you've been following all along. Just that they're kind of running along the river, um, as they do so.
I mean,
Do you think he'd drive into the river? I mean,
No, the tracks continue on land. So you can see where they're going. It's just
Okay, it's just next to the. He's just like following the river.
yeah.
I mean, that apple definitely has not agreed with me, but it does take a long time to get out of my armor, so we could push on a bit more, but maybe.
I mean, you do have a bit more natural endurance than the rest of us, Aplos.
Yes, that's true. But that's why I was letting you ride Stevia as in hopes that we could, catch up a little sooner before the soul coins began to run low.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm sure that our friends appreciate that, but if we burn ourselves out too much, we might not be able to stop him, and he might burn out all of his soul coins.
Oh, that is true. Um, well, is there a good place to rest? Perhaps. I don't really know if we would want high ground or not, but I don't really like this river.
Well, can't Laurel do something about that?
I can make us our own little pocket. We just need to find some sort of rock outcropping.
Lovely.
Do you see anything nearby?
There is nothing nearby that's going to conceal you quite as well as you had earlier. You're on the banks of the river Styx as you've been following these tracks. Um, it's pretty flat terrain, so you will stick out if you pop it here. You can take your rest, but who's waiting for you in the morning or after your rest is the question.
Maybe we could push on just a bit further and keep an eye out for a place to rest as we do. And that way, maybe if he just stopped right up there, we would catch him.
That's fair.
That might be our best option.
Okay, but I'm calling riding Stevia next.
Well, okay.
So, all of you give me a Constitution saving throw as you try to just press on from your fatigue.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Much better constitution and wisdom for me.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah, can I burn my inspiration?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is a con saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. I used the wrong one, but
All right.
Hey.
You all push through what your bodies are telling you, and you move on. Laurel, give me another 2d4.
Yes. The trick is to clench.
Okay. You travel a bit more, and at some point, as you're continuing to follow the tracks, they do diverge from the river Styx, and as they do, they start to head more inland. And just as you're getting to some terrain that maybe looks not really rockier, but you're so tired that you're starting to try to convince yourself like this would be good enough. We could put it over here. We would be fine. It would be fine. and maybe you believe that or not. Maybe, but your bodies just want to lay down and pass out. But you then
I'm heavily advocating.
Yeah, some of you are maybe advocating to keep going, like it's not safe, but those of you that just want to give in to the fatigue are like, this will be fine. But off in the distance, your eyes catch what almost at first maybe your mind was telling you like, oh, there must be some storm clouds and a flicker of lightning or something. But you keep seeing this phenomenon, like a strobe like effect off in the horizon. And as you kind of narrow your eyes to see what it is, maybe about 500 feet or so from you, you see what looks like some kind of monument or a structure jutting up out of the earth. This maybe even kind of reminds you a little bit of those trees, or the material at least, the iron of those trees jutting up. It looks like the I don't know what you call it, the incisors, the pincers of like a scarab, but at a much larger magnitude, just jutting up and coming together at their points is this like orb of light that seems to like flicker, is what you think you see off in the distance. And the tracks of the infernal war machine seem to head straight in that direction.
Um,
At least we know where he's going.
yes.
Looks pretty creepy though, I gotta say.
Yes. Yes.
Bryn, you do Smiler.
I mean, yes, I knew him for like 3 hours before you all did. But yes.
We go way back.
Did he mention, creepy tower place that he liked to go? Say anything about this?
DM, did he ever mention anything like that? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, nothing comes to mind.
Hey, Imsim. Do you know what that is?
Whew. I don't know. Bryn, I'll let you. This is be like a really difficult check, but let Imsim do an intelligence check.
All right. You mean something that he wasn't born here, or he has family here, or anything?
His family.
How smart is
I
your
don't know if we
well
established which
connected
layer
is your
or
imp?
where exactly is he from?
His family has a summer home here on Avernus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We learned that
There's a nice lake and
intelligence. All right, it's just a straight roll.
not bad.
He's not familiar with it.
Good are you? No, Imson does not know.
Is it like a does it have the same look as the companion did when written of?
Sorta. It lights up. It's like a similar hue when it lights up.
Huh. Huh. I'm not quite sure what that is. But the pictures are making me very nervous.
Do you all know? Did this ever come up? Do you all know what the companion is?
The second sun that came up above it.
Okay.
And
Ariel like send it or something like it showed
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Applos, now that I brought that up, making it his. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Is there just
like I'm trying to deduce, is it the same phenomena?
It is. It is.
Okay. So like that's about as far as he'll probably be able to take it.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
well, the companion was a defensive measure against undead and such things that Zariel or someone for her put over the city when it was besieged by vampires. So if this is the same, then it would be either a defense or a restraint on undead, or perhaps a ward of some sort. I don't know if it would be against everyone or just undead though.
Lulu, what do you know about the companion? If you remember anything.
She says she doesn't know what that is.
can we see where the light from that would be illuminating to? Like, is the light actually hitting us, or is it illuminating an area?
Make a perception check.
I'm going to try and see where the light illuminates to. Oh, look, it's so bright.
Yeah, as it when it pops, it just kind of is a little bit blinding. And it just seems like you're not getting any kind of like precision on it.
Oh, you know what? I should have made a little box with a pinhole and then looked into the box while I was standing. Ah, I forgot my solar observation box. But I suspect it would be a warding area. And if Smiler is headed there, likely it is warding against things he would like to avoid. I don't think it would be things like us, but it might ward off certain demons, undead. Maybe it wards off Tiamats.
I mean, they have some place that wards off evil things. Here in Avernus, it sounds like it might be the best place to go. I mean, Smiler aside, just a place without evil
Well,
sounds pleasant.
But if we know anything about Smiler, it's that he wants to stay alive.
yes.
So wherever he's going, it's certainly not going to kill him, and hopefully won't kill us.
Hopefully. Perhaps though we should advance in sort of a single file with some space between us. Just in case.
Okay.
And Aplos will go out and get like a 20-foot lead.
Okay. Who's coming up behind you?
I'll be behind him.
Okay, go for it.
Bryn's in the back.
Sure.
By
Bryn's
decree
far
of the
back.
office.
Sure, because being in the back was always a safe place in those horror movies.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I'll stay back with you, Bryn. I'll protect you.
I could be
It's
in the
like-
back. It's cool.
And
Aplos,
Aplos is kind of
Laurel, Evangeline, Bryn.
playing red light, green light with the light. Like he'll walk up a few steps and then let it blink, and then he'll walk up a few more. Like it's blinking like every 30 seconds, minute, or is it like longer, shorter?
At this point, it kind of goes dark, and you don't see it light up anymore. Like
Oh,
it looked like it was like kind of flickering at that rate, but then when you like but when you tried to narrow your vision on it, and it went off that like last time, that was like the last time you saw it.
Oh, that can't be good.
Infuriating little blinky light. This is worse than those fireflies. Could never understand what they were saying. And he just starts working his way across the ground towards
Okay.
the not an ant lion, please not an ant lion.
Yeah. So we got Aplos, and then like 20 feet back Lorem, and then maybe like another 20 feet back like Bryn and Evangeline.
Sounds good.
And where is I guess Lulu will fly up kind of right by Aplos. What about
The brave.
Imsum?
Imsum will be chilling with me.
Okay.
And I'll have
So-
Stevie along with me, so.
Okay. And
Now I'm worried.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure it will be fine.
okay.
I
so,
don't like his joy for this. Like that was way too excited about it.
There's no joy in hell, sir.
So you start moving ahead. I just feel bad. Um,
Oh no!
No.
and as you are making your way forward, you're following the tracks and you're going towards the structure. As you get maybe within like 100 feet or so of the thing, You can see like the tracks go like right past it. Radiant light starts to like you just feel it like humming, and this rusted metal monument of these mandibles. There's like a ball of energy in between them, and you can see it zap out a line of energy over right by, not targeting Aplos, but actually the steed. Aplos, I mean, Stevia can make the saving throw, um, but I don't know if it'll matter. But the two of you can both make dexterity saving throws.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Is it a magical source?
Let's say yes.
Okay. So I get a I get a 4. Stevia ends up with like a 2. Uh, so we do not pass our saving throws most likely. But if it's magic, we do take half damage.
Aplos, you take 120 points of damage.
God.
Oh my god.
Are you're insta dead, aren't
Wait,
you?
This
nope,
isn't dead,
nope.
right? No.
By 2.
Oh!
So that was
Uh, I see this happen, and I'm going to cast a.
So I just want to point something out. Had Stevia not been there, Bryn
been
would have been
fine.
in the back with the fiend, and y'all were going single file.
Oh my
That would have been
god.
the end. That would have been the end.
Bryn would have just been.
I have so just to note, I have 61 max hit points.
Yeah.
So I survived by having 1 max hit point enough.
Wow. Ow.
Yeah, so radiant light just like burns, like Aplos just like expires on the ground. The nightmare vanishes. And Laura was like next in line, and like the light thankfully stops right there. Does not go any further.
I see this happen, and immediately cast 4th level healing word on Aplos.
Apos light sits up, and he is now a completely red elf. Like he looks like a sun elf from World of Warcraft. He's like, oh, everything hurts.
Oh dear, Aptos!
What
Get
happens?
away! Get away!
And he'll start, pushing himself backwards across the sand, dirt, like scrambling to go that way. It doesn't like me.
No.
At all.
No.
No.
So
It,
come back here, and it's.
yes.
I mean, we saw it was targeting. Can we tell it was targeting the fiend?
Those of you that like observed it, like you can tell like it was Stevia that triggered it. But
Okay.
Aplos was just kind of right there, and kind of caught it as well, just by proximity. Bryn, make a perception check.
All right.
So this orb that is hovering in the air in between these massive iron mandibles is large, large enough that inside of this aura, this ball of energy, you could see what looks like a unicorn floating, hovering inside of it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Can anyone else see that? It looks like a unicorn's in there.
Um,
I'm out.
Oh
I-
my god!
I'm,
It
I'm
is a
out.
unicorn.
Nope.
I.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, everything hurts.
Hmm. Imsum, where? And I just look around, and Imsum's already like he vanished himself. He's
Yeah.
nowhere. He's nowhere.
Oh,
Smart boy.
oh, oh no! Smiler
And
wants to let out an angry unicorn.
well, so a couple of things. This unicorn does not look like it's fully conscious or cognizant of where it is. It kind of just looks kind of passive and kind of just floating there, sort of
That's a
with this
passive
kind of
unicorn.
doped look on its face, and the aura around it is currently dim. After it shot that energy out at Aplos, it kind of dimmed.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
So Aplos will laying hands himself and then start peeling off all the excess skin. Um, so I learned that Stevia is indeed a fiend. I hoped it was just a um, you know, an paint job. But I don't think we should take Impsum near them.
Yeah,
That's
I think he figured that out
smart.
before we did.
Um, but as long as we don't take any more demons there, uh, we could try again.
Or I'm just saying that a back door might be a good
Well,
thing to find.
Yeah, I guess the other part, I don't know if I said this, but you get closer and you can see that the trail continues. This is not the destination. This was just the throughway.
Oh,
So can we get around it then? We don't have to go.
so we could go around.
You
I
could
got around.
you could navigate around. You have a
That's my
general
vote.
sense of at least maybe you're hoping it's a radius kind of thing, and as long as you keep this amount of distance away from it and navigate around, maybe you'll be okay.
That?
You're okay with that, Aplos? I mean, you.
Well, there is a unicorn,
Mhm.
and I would like to save it. But I think maybe we need to get Smiler first.
Maybe like the sword. I feel like this is above our pay grade right now, Atlas.
Yes, that was rather a lot.
You very nearly died.
So you kind of circumvent this area with this monument and get around to the other side. Why don't at this point? Why don't you all give me another Constitution saving throw?
Frick.
Aplos is like dragging his like, maybe we really ought to just take a little nappy nap.
Can I give Aplos some inspiration? I have 2.
No, I feel a 3 is on point for
Yeah.
him right now. Like he's just like, bleh.
He's done.
So-
He's done.
Bryn, Evangeline, and Aplos, you all have just you gained a level of exhaustion, which is disadvantage on ability checks, I believe,
Okay.
as you navigate around the structure. And as you do, you get to the other side where you can see, in not too short a time, up ahead you can see a thicket of what looks like warped trees, very closely grown together. Almost has like this, almost like cocoon like kind of visual to you as you're making your way there, and you see parked right near what seems to be a tunnel of sorts through the brambles your war machine.
That's good.
Um, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Do you approach?
An important question. After we used up the majority of the explosives trapping his vehicle, do we know if Smiler acquired more?
I would assume Smiler always has explosives. He seems
Yeah,
crafty.
this is my assumption, is I operate under the assumption that he always has explosives.
Um, I'm not familiar with how Mr. Smiler caused the explosions before, so I don't quite know what to look for to make sure that he hasn't set a trap like we were going to set a trap for those fellows in the tower. Does anyone know how to check for those things?
He said he had friends who set trap when we were at the
Well,
bazaar.
Bryn watched him do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw him disappear for a while, and then he came back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess you didn't physically see him at work, but
Well, no, I mean when he set his car to explode.
oh, the bike.
The bike.
The bike, yeah, we probably watched that.
Yeah, he. I mean, all would have been, not obvious, right? Like he would have embedded his devices and things like that, like under the chassis of the thing. But from afar, you don't think you'd be able to do a good inspection of such things. You'd have to draw in close or find out some other means of magically maybe detecting for that.
What about Imson? Could he go do some
Well,
reconnaissance?
I can do locate object. I could locate object thing that's going to explode and kill us all.
Sounds fair.
I mean, that sounds like an object. And if I've seen such a thing.
So you cast locate object, and you don't get a read off of it. Meaning you don't detect that explosive object that you were looking for.
Well, and he's holding a little dowsing rod as he's doing this. I don't feel one here, so I think we'll be okay.
I trust you.
Yes.
Okay, do we want to sneak in, or?
And then, like, as soon as he gets up to the vehicle, he'll like lean over and check the fuel gauge.
It's dropped significantly. It's probably on its last charge at this point.
No. Well, if we do take the mask from Mr. Smiler, I think we should also take a few of his soul coins.
I agree with that. We have a debt to pay Mad Maggie anyways.
That is true. And I think after he took this joyride, it's the least he could do for us.
As you, are you drawing closer to the where the vehicle is parked?
Yes. So I was within at least 1,000 feet of the vehicle, and then now getting up to it to peer in and look at the soul area. So probably only 10 to 5 feet away.
Okay. So as you approach, you can see it seems like he's parked this right outside this thicket of brambles, right near an entranceway into this overcast shell of bramble and tree. as you're looking down the tunnel that presumably he abandoned the vehicle and went down, you just see a maze of warped trees and bone-like vines that stretch out, and the copses of the trees kind of form together, um, and create almost like a tunnel like um, opening from which you could more easily travel amongst them. And these narrow paths just seem to drift. You can see three separate pathways that head in deeper.
Does anyone have any way of tracking Smiler?
Well, if we're within 1,000 feet of him, I can do a locate object, and focus on the mask, um, and but that only works for about 1,000 feet.
Well, I mean, worth a shot. If anyone
Uh,
else has anything that's not any
yes.
better.
Are we opting for stealth? We don't want him to know we're here.
Though before we go in, I say we take the steering wheel.
If we can.
Or one of the knobs off of the knobby bits.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
fair. I like that. Although it might go boom. I know we checked, but
Well, I mean, it seems like a steering wheel would be fairly easy to remove, and I doubt he carries a spare one around with him.
I wouldn't.
Or like one of the pedals.
That seems harder to take off. Let's try the steering wheel.
Yes.
Do you have any kind of tools or anything that you're using to do this?
I have
You're
thieves'
going in. It's
tools.
like this foreign, like you're, you know, you hung out with those Kenku a little bit, maybe, but.
Hey, I did really well with those Kinku, thank you, and I've got some thieves' tools, so I feel very confident that I can.
Okay, so Evangeline, you're taking point here on this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a thieves' tools check.
All right, what would that be?
Presumably you take. I don't know. I assume
It's
that- I
dexterity,
kind of-
and then you add your proficiency because you're proficient in thieves' tools, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I assume that you took expertise in that.
Yes,
So-
I did. I took expertise in that.
So we just you don't
It's
have a
double
good
your
one.
proficiency.
Just roll a d20 and we'll just manually figure it out.
Okay. Are you kidding me?
So it's going to be
Uh-uh.
plus
Testing A.
10 on that, so 11. Not so good as you're working on this. You actually you don't botch it so bad that you like break the thing, but you definitely like feel like you've maybe quirked the alignment of the steering wheel a little bit. So when poor Laurel is in that cockpit, he's going to have to. You know, when
Drift
you're
a
sitting in
little
your
bit.
car and you've got the little drift thing going, and you have to adjust for that. It's just going to be an annoyance from here on out.
Sorry,
Hey.
guys. It seems it's a little bit more complicated than I thought.
Well, at least this way, if Smiler takes it and he doesn't know about it, he might end up right in the river.
That is true. See, it's exactly what I meant to do. Thank you, Aplos.
Or his smiles will just be slightly crooked from now on.
Yes. So I can keep trying to find him for about 10 minutes after we get started. So we'll want to move rather quickly.
Okay. That's fair.
All
On
right,
our
so
marks, get set, go.
you begin to weave your magic to cast locate object on the mask, and you can feel its presence somewhere in the middle of this thicket. Maybe. Does it tell you how far away it is?
It's. Oh, I just closed it. Come back. Come back. Wait, isn't there a way to just drag this in?
Yeah, you should be able to just drag the little like information thing and put it over into the chat.
You know the
Don't seem
direction
to
of
be-
its movement.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you feel like it's in the middle of this wood.
Yes. So it's about that way. Right in the middle. But I don't know if left, right, or center will get us there. I have
like
heard the common wisdom is always go left.
But if it's from the center, maybe the center path. Just
Yes. Well then, and
So, Aplos, as you kind of begin to take the lead and navigate the group through forward, give me a survival check as you're heading forward. Even though it's a straight shot, or so it feels, you're starting to feel kind of dizzy, like you're kind of drifting in a circular kind of pattern or weaving
hang
through
on.
this wood.
What happened?
I think that was a stealth check.
you still have the you still have the disadvantage because of the.
No, I missed my target.
Yeah, wrong skill. Yep.
Your armor is giving you disadvantage.
Even better.
Woohoo!
Solid one.
So
Although I guess
got-
it would have been at disadvantage anyway because did you have exhaustion?
I did have one level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So Aplos has got his little dowsing rod, and he is just following every dip and sway to it. So he's just like 3 steps this way, stumble 5 steps back, and he hasn't even looked up at the walls recently, and he has no idea where he is.
Oh,
Roll
sweet
me-
Aplos.
Roll me a d4.
Roll a d4. Whoop. 3.
All right. As you are moving, let's do this. And all of you, what is your marching order? Are you sticking pretty close together?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So, Aplos, you navigate the group kind of to the end of this tunnel. Even though visually on the map here it looks like it's just the simple, that is not your character's experience. You feel like you've been wandering through this wood probably for about 10 minutes or so. And eventually you end up coming to this dead end where you can see the trees here just kind of like merged together overhead, and hanging down there's a couple of these like fungal pods that just seem like bloody pus sacks that just hang from the trees and kind of ooze gore from them. And as you come down to the end here, you're just looking at this dead end of thorns and brush.
So Aplos has been following his little twigs. He's holding his fingers out like this, and the twig is sort of balanced between them, so the pointed end is there. He's been following, and we've been doing this for about 10 minutes, and then this twig just has like a sad woot, 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 woot. He's like, oh. And he looks up, and there's like big bloody. Oh. Well, I don't know where we are. But I don't see Smiler.
Unless he's in there.
I suppose he could be in one of those things. Are those things big enough for a Smiler to be within? Bloody flesh pods?
They maybe if somebody took him and compacted him down quite a bit and crunched up his bones and put him in one. They're maybe like sized like it'd be more like a small creature size.
Oh, I don't think he'd be in one of those.
And as you're looking up and you're contemplating that, suddenly your ears pick up on the sound of like crunching of the tree, snapping of twigs, almost like bones snapping in the distance. And then the brambles just kind of whoosh fall down as you can see 3 shambling mounds of vegetation kind of pop out and rip down the walls of the thorn-infested wall. Um, and we will roll
Oh.
initiative.
Lovely.
And
I love what you've done with the shrubbery.
Lorem, you are up first.
Well, I see these mounds start shimmying towards us, and I will go ahead and cast Fairy Fire on.
So you cast.
I wanna drop it like.
I think you can get 2 of them.
2 of them. Yeah, I'll get those 2. The 2 that are 20 feet away from me. So that would be 1 and 2.
They both fail.
Woo!
Nice.
All right, and that will be my turn.
All right. Okay, I just wanted to test that to make sure it wasn't giving them advantage.
No,
as sometimes
it looks-
happens on some of the weird effects. So, Shambling Mound 1 is this one right here. It steps up, tries to hit Aplos. It does so, it misses with an 11. I'll use that roll. Second attack is a nat 1. So both Aplos, your armor is protecting you as it's just kind of bludgeoning against it. Ding ding. Second one steps forward. He's going to try to do the same thing. 15 will miss, and the second attack is a 25, dealing 15 points.
Ow.
Aplos, it is your turn.
Ow. Yes. We will attack this one here. And that grants advantage, and we will attack with our long sword. Click, click.
That'll hit.
And we will do damage. And we will throw a first level smite on that. Smite. And do 13 more radiance of damage.
That was
And then
number 1.
number 1, Shambling Mound number 1. And then we will longsword attack number 2. And we will longsword damage. And that will be that. Hello.
And number 3 wants to say hello.
Hello.
Aplos is the one that's thrashing around. It's going to attack Aplos. Swings with an 18 will miss. Second attack. Misses. They're kind of lumbering and kind of slow as they're coming out of the thicket. But you all saw that one swing on Aplos did a significant amount of damage.
Yes, these are rather nasty.
Evangeline, it is your turn.
Sorry about that. All right, so I am going to try to do a sneak attack here on Mr. 1. To go with my
Oof.
and that misses. So then I'm going to tell Lorem that I greatly appreciate what he did with 1 and 2, but number 3 could also use some, hitting. So
Just can't please them all.
Are you actually attacking with the light crossbow?
Yeah, I was attacking with a light crossbow, but I missed.
Okay, because you would have been at disadvantage. Just so
Oh,
you're
was I
aware. 'Cause,
disadvantaged?
yeah, you're in
Okay.
melee.
Okay, it dropped anyway, so it would have been. I
Just
didn't know
in
if I was
case
in
it,
melee.
just in
Okay,
case it
yeah.
matters because your character would have known that.
Yeah, no, I thought that I was far enough away since I was behind Aplos. I thought that I was 10 away from him, but I guess
Not without you could bonus action disengage and get away and do something like that.
Okay, yeah, I just thought that I was far enough away since I had Aplos there in the little gap, but that's fine. Good to know for the future.
Okay, but it's the crossbow is what's in hand.
Yeah, the crossbow's
Okay.
in hand. So, but yeah.
Sounds good. Bryn, it is your turn.
Okay. I didn't think this would actually come in handy here, but I did take Blight as my 4th level spell.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I debated that, but this seems to come out pretty nicely. So I'd like to cast Blight on 3, the one that doesn't have Fairy Fire on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Since it's a plant or a magical plant, it has disadvantage on the save. How do I do that in this?
That is a good question. I don't know if it will automatically know that.
At the bottom of the.
Yeah, but the problem is it's he's
if
trying
it knows
to
it's a plant.
just drop it on him and see what happens.
All right. So if I cast,
I don't think it's gonna know, but do it again.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
He succeeds, but he'll take half.
Half of max damage, so that's half of 64.
64.
64 is
32?
max. So 32. Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Rats. I really thought that would do
Still
it.
worth it. Still worth it.
And I'm good where I am.
All right. Imsum.
Imsum will stay near me. So.
Lulu will fly ahead and get to right here. And she will. She extends her trunk and she lets out a blast of energy, but it's not quite the thunderous sound that you've heard from her before that left a poor child at death. This one is a little bit more 4th of July like, as confetti and sparkles start flying out towards her foe. And it fails, and she does some radiant damage. This just cascade of radiant craziness shoots out across the shambling mound that's pierces through and just burning through its vines. Takes 9 points of radiant. And then we're back to the top with Lorem.
All right, I am going to. Let's see what I can do. I will go ahead. And I want to cast Shatter, and I want to drop it in between 2 and 3.
Sounds good.
Oh. Do I get? I don't get anything else because it's a saving throw.
One fails and one succeeds.
Okay, so then let's just do this. Yeah. Yes. Okay. That will be, and as a bonus action, I will go ahead and give inspiration to Aplos.
All right.
That will be my turn.
Shambling mounds are going after Aplos. 21.
On the nose.
14 points.
Ow.
Second attack. A 24. And this thing reaches out and grabs hold of you, Aplos, and brings you in and engulfs you as its vines just wrap around you and pull you in to its form almost. So you're like
No likey.
butted right up against it. And this effectively makes you blind.
Okay.
Blind and restrained, I think. Let's see what it says. Blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe.
Whoa.
This other one is gonna just kind of navigate around. You've been kind of pulled in. It's gonna try to find its own target to subsume. And it's gonna go for Laurel. Wait, let me just see. Nope. It takes all of its movement to get right there. Aplos, it is your turn.
Hmm. I'm gonna thrash around a lot and not like where I am. But my action, I'm going to lay on hands the rest of my points on myself. Which will take off 8, 40, so get down to 49 hit points of damage. And I will blinded, huh?
Yep.
Damn it. I will be very mad. And that is all I will be.
That sounds fair. Shambling Mound 3 is gonna go for Evangeline. First attack is a 15, which misses. 19 will hit. Evangeline, you have uncanny dodge at this point, I think.
You?
Yep, I do. I have uncanny dodge.
Would you like to use it here?
Yes, I would.
So you'll take a total of 4 points of damage. I'll add that on there.
All right.
And then it is your turn.
All right. So I am going to switch out to my rapier. And then I am going to try to hit the guy that is attacking poor Aplos and try to free him. So I'm going to use my inspiration if I can.
The one that has Aplos is Shambling Mound 1.
Is it that one right there? Okay. So I could. Okay. Yeah. So I'll get him. I will use advantage. And
So right now you're not in melee range with it.
oh, I'm not with him. Okay, then I'll leave my crossbow. Sorry, I thought that I was. I thought that was the one that I tried to get earlier. But okay, so yeah, I'll stay with the crossbow and then try to hit him with the.
Okay.
Try to like make a trick shot to like shoot him to let him drop Aplos.
Okay, so
That's
this
what I'm going
attack will
for.
be at disadvantage.
Advantage and
Okay.
disadvantage cancel out because of the fairy fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
And then I also I'm going to use my inspiration. So add an advantage back on. I do
It
that.
would. No, it wouldn't work that way. It'll just be
Okay.
straight.
It'll just be a straight shot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit him hard.
I'll try. I didn't do anything. Hold on.
If you
It
hit
can
him,
go.
you still get sneak attack if you hit him.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, it
Yeah.
would have missed
Even
both
even with
anyways.
advantage, that'll miss.
Yeah, it would have missed both ways anyways. So, all right, and I'm going to I'll tell Aplos if he can hang in there. Aplos, hang in there and try to cut yourself free or something, and give him help. But
You see little boot wriggles in response.
Yeah, he's just like engulfed by the spaghetti monster. Bryn, you're up next.
Okay, well, I can't not do it again. So I'm gonna blight on the Shambling Mound 1. That's the one that has Aplos.
That's the one that has Aplos. Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Do it again for the disadvantage factor. Oh, what was max?
Beasts.
Max was 64.
32 more.
Hang in there.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Next up, Impsum.
Let's see. Is Imsum gonna do anything? No. Imsum's gonna chill.
Lulu. She's gonna do that same attack. The Trumpet of Sparkles. And she deals 24 more points of damage to Shambling Mound 3. Back to the top, Lorem.
I am going to go ahead. No, I can't do that. I am going to go ahead and cast command on Shambling Mound 1.
Does it have to understand you?
Let's pull it back up. What it has. If it doesn't understand your language, does it speak any languages?
No.
Well, then I wouldn't have done that.
You probably didn't know that, but what is there any effect if it?
The spell has no effect if it doesn't understand your language.
Okay, so you perform the action and nothing happens.
Cool. I will give Apollos inspiration again.
Sounds good. Shambling Mound 1 is the one that has Aplos. Aplos. You have advantage on saving throws?
I do have advantage on some saving throws.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
I would have a +2 to my saving throw.
Okay. I'll just let you hit that.
Yep. +2 hit. And con save.
Yeah. So you can feel it kind of tightening in on you and crushing.
How about I'm going to throw my bardic die on that one. That's a D8.
Yes.
Mr. Lorem.
Yep.
make it a
Okay.
16.
You make the save. Ooh, and by saving, you take nothing.
Woo!
It's not
I
a
like
half.
nothing.
So, as it has you there, got you grappled and restrained, it's just going to continue to kind of slam into you.
It does get advantage, unfortunately.
17 misses. Second one also misses. Shambling Mound 2 has made it over here, and it's looking at Lorem and is going to make 2 attacks. First one is a 26. 14 points. You maintain concentration on the fairy fire. Second attack is a 25. 16 points. And you also are in the same predicament as Aplos, as the vines kind of grapple around you and start to pull you tight to the creature.
Lovely.
Aplos, it is your turn.
So Aplos is finally got his sword in place and he's healed up as best he can. And you just start seeing the sword poke out of different spots on the body as he tries to find something to stab with. And as he does each time, little bits of thorn are coming out as well because he has cast his ensnaring strike spell as a bonus action. And then he takes his attack. He would be...
I think normal, because I think the advantage
Normal.
of the fairy fire and the disadvantage from restrained will cancel out.
Right. So I think this will come out as normal.
I gave him help too. I don't know if that would do it.
So
No, unfortunately, the multiple instances of advantage and multiple instances of disadvantage. It's just if there's
don't
one
stack.
on either side, they just negate.
that's okay. So we'll do longsword damage. I am going to throw a second level smite on it. And if it survives that...
15 more points on to number 1.
Yep. Still alive?
Still alive.
Okay. I will need it to do this. Cast that. Damn it. And then I will do my second longsword attack, which will hit. It will do damage. Is it still standing?
It is still standing.
That is a beast. I will do my other first level smite. How about
7
now?
more.
Yeah.
Still up.
You just see sword blasty brightness, like stab, 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 and he's still inside it. Like weeps. That's it.
Shambling Mound number 3 is attacking Evangeline. Ooh. And there's a critical hit.
Ooh.
25 points of damage.
Does she get an uncanny dodge each round?
I think it's
your
just
turn.
uncanny.
Your turn has come around, so you could use it there.
I could use the uncanny dodge. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because this is the same one that attacked you last time that you used it on. So
Yeah. Let's go ahead and use that again.
okay. So I'll take 13 points off of your total there, and then it takes its second swing, which hits.
That does hit. Ow.
14 points, and you also are joining the engulfed club.
Damn it! All right.
And
blinded
Evangeline,
too.
you feel yourself. It's just dark. You're being held in place by these vines.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna start slashing at it. So that's my game plan. Um,
So
and
attacking number 3.
yeah, the one that has me.
Okay.
Um,
This
and
attack will be at disadvantage.
okay, can I use my inspiration to just make it normal?
A straight
not
one? Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'll use one of my inspirations then. I still have one left over. And then, ooh.
Sorry.
Oh, I attacked the wrong one, but you can just assume
26 will
that
hit.
was, yeah. And then this guy. All right.
12 points.
All right. And I'm
There's-
assuming that I'm like,
I would say at the base of number 1 and number 3, there's just like piles upon piles of like lawn clippings stacking up. But they both are still very much holding on to the two of you, and every little point of damage, they're gripping tighter and hurting you more.
Aplos is like scissor handsing his. His got like a little, a little statue of Stevia going on his.
Justice for Stevia.
little hedge now.
Next up is Bryn.
Okay. Can I get in a position to attack Shambling Mound 1 with my Eldritch Blast? I don't know if I need to move. Do I need to move into the thicket or?
That one, probably not that one. The other two, you definitely could.
All right. Okay. Then 2 is the one that has Evangeline, right?
Number 3 has Evangeline.
Number 3 has Evangeline.
Number 2 has Lorum.
Okay.
Hard to tell the little bottoms are feet apart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go for 3 right now because I've already dealt some damage to it. Sorry, Laurel. Cast once. Miss.
Oh,
Second one.
That's a hit.
Good. Okay. Damage.
Do you got the push effect?
I do have. So if I push, does that take the person it's engulfed with, or?
That stands to reason.
Okay. That might not be helpful then. I don't even know if I actually have a choice.
I don't know if you do either, actually.
I have to look at the wording on that.
This
It's
is
okay,
a fine time to learn.
I'll go for a little ride into the thicket.
the 3's right in the middle of the brambles. It might not have anywhere to push.
That's true. It's kind of like.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Wizard read. Forgetting the name of the invocation here.
Yeah, me too.
It should be on your abilities tab.
Repelling blast. You can push the creature up to
You
10
can.
feet.
Okay, you get to choose then. Cool.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna help us. So no.
It would hurt.
Yeah.
Ibsum.
Okay. I think Imsum's going to. All right, we'll just have Imsum attack. He's invisible, so
He gets advantage.
with advantage on. We'll go for 2. So it's just a +5. And that's a miss.
Lulu will do another trumpet of sparkles at the one at the top. Boop, and it fails.
Yay!
Deals another 17 points of damage to that one.
Thanks, Lulu.
Laurel, it is your turn.
All right. What?
Squeeze!
What can I do? That's a good question here. I'm restrained, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I can't
Blinded,
attack.
grappled, restrained.
You can attack. You're just at
You can
disadvantage.
attack. Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
disadvantage.
This is the one that has fairy fire. You're still concentrating on that, so those would cancel.
I am going to. I guess I'm just gonna do what I can, and I'm going to reach for the dagger on my belt and just start stabbing wildly.
It hit.
Wild stabbing work.
That one hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 points.
Take it.
You're poking at it a little bit.
And for a bonus action, I'll cast Healing Word at 2nd level on myself. And that'll be my turn.
Shambling Mound 1 has Aplos. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
Hey.
No damage. He's going to try to slam.
Ooh.
20 will miss.
Nice.
Come on, do it
Second
again. Miss
attack.
again. No, that's a hit.
No.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Aplos. He's been slashing, hacking, and slashing, and lifeless in the arms of the Shambling Mound.
Oh, no.
Shambling Mound 2 has Lorem. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm good at those. Come on.
That's enough.
Hey!
Hey.
It's going to make 2 slam attacks. 24
Yeah.
to hit.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No more fairy fire.
No.
Damn.
The fairy fire.
Second attack
Mhm.
hits.
Oh.
Oh,
Mhm.
no.
12 more points.
Mhm.
Ow.
Those of you in the chat, Aplos is up next. Really needs a death saving throw here. Do you have any inspiration, Aplos?
I have used my inspiration, so.
Okay.
Can I
I'm just
donate
a-
inspiration?
I'm just
I
a
have
s-
one.
You could. Do you want to?
Sure. I'll donate my inspiration to Aplos.
All right.
Okay.
I have hit the advantage button.
And then hit the death saving button on your first
Death
page.
save button on the first page button.
Ooh,
Oof.
well, it's a success.
I passed.
It was like really scraping the bottom of the barrel for good
It
news out of
was.
that.
Oh, man.
So skip on over to Shambling Mound 3, which has Evangeline. Please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. All right.
Oh no, I think you're the first
Cool.
one to take this damage.
I am. Yay me.
7 points. This gives it a squeeze.
Not
And it's
pleasant.
gonna-
Don't like it. It's my creepy aunt's hug, you know.
It's gonna give a swing over at Lulu that keeps blasting this confetti and crap at it, so
Aw.
it takes a
No,
hit.
Lulu!
Poor
No!
Bam! 10 points to Lulu.
Oh,
But it's gonna reserve one of these swings for Evangeline. Ooh.
Yay!
You're just a crit magnet.
I am, and I've been rolling so great myself too.
But you got your uncanny dodge, so
I do.
presumably you want to
Yeah.
use that there.
Yeah. I'll just uncanny dodge in general for this.
Sounds
Presume
good.
Uncanny dodge.
It is your turn.
All right. So, ow. And I'm just going to try to keep slashing, doing my thing. I guess I'm at disadvantage now, though. So,
Yeah.
yay.
That's a hit.
Hey!
Nice.
You got sneak attack. Lulu's still there.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I don't know if a sneak attack is still on me or not. Is it?
Not at the moment.
Okay, let me put it on there real quick then. And woohoo. And can I give I can give help because I already used my dodge. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang. Unless that killed the stupid mound.
18 points to Shambling Mound. No, it's still up.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
Ah!
This is
Come
how
on,
it ends.
Lulu! Lulu! We got eaten by dirt. Yay!
Wait,
Bryn.
Lauren, is your sneak attack set to 2d6?
It looks like it, yes.
Shouldn't you be 3d6 by now?
Yeah.
4d6 at 8 level.
Is it 46?
46.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been
46.
sure changing yourself. Yeah, you can change that.
Let's
Have.
change ourselves in this crucial battle.
Yeah.
So how many times have you hit with sneak attack thus far?
So
Because you owe 2d6 for
every
each of those.
time. Yeah, I gotta go back through and see all the time that I've hit. So I've at least hit one other time here. Let's see.
So if you go in, because you need to know this so you can update that.
Yeah.
On your actions tab, if you click your where it says sneak attack on the magnifying glass,
Yes.
you just put your cursor in there and delete the 2 and enter in the 4.
And instead of a cursor, I'm getting the hand. How do I make it into a cursor?
Does it show 2 little dice?
You double click it and it'll pop up a dialogue, and that's where you'll change it.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Got it. Okay. Yes, I thought that it automatically did
There you
that,
go.
So.
No, unfortunately, it
All
doesn't.
right. All right. Well, good to know. Sorry.
Well,
y'all.
one more die would have killed this thing, so that
So we're gonna
goes
say that
down.
all my hacking and slashing has been. Hey y'all!
It just falls into the heap, into the woods, right off to the edge of the path there.
Shambling Mound 2 needs 2 extra d6 because the last time you used sneak attack on that.
Yeah.
Come
We're moving
on!
forward from this point on.
God, come on!
If we did that, we'd go back on all of my bad mistakes that I made too. Bran, it is your turn.
All right. Okay. And I guess I will go for 2 then.
That's a hit.
Second. Miss.
Next up is Imsum.
Cool. Imsum's going +5. Miss.
Next up is Lulu, who has been having some pretty good success with that trumpet of blasting. So
She has.
redirects it down to this one that's got Lorem. Oh, but this one saves. Takes no damage.
Just hear from inside the Shambling Mound. You're a little flat.
Don't insult
Lorem, it is your turn.
Okay, it's just gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna attempt to stab it. and nothing happens. And so I'm going to do a I'll do a third level this time. Healing word on myself. And that'll be my turn.
Shambling Mound 1 has Aplos engulfed. I don't think you automatically fail Constitution saving throw, so give me a Constitution saving throw.
I hope so. Probably not.
You'll take the damage, which will give you 1 fail on the death save.
Boop.
And it's going to start moving, which will in turn move Aplos.
Can I take an opportunity attack since it's like moving by me?
It's not moving out of your reach, unfortunately.
Oh, is it out of range? Okay.
Aplos, as it's moving forward, it's got you wrapped up. It's pushing you. It actually pushes you into the brambles and the thorns. You take damage from that. That's a failure.
Blop.
Oh
So
no.
chat, if you
Oh,
like Aplos,
no.
just pay attention. He's on 2 fails here. But
Aplos
Shambling
has
Mound
2
1.
fails.
Aplos has 2 fails, 1 success. Shambling Mound 1 moves right up here by Evangeline and takes a swing. A 24 hits.
Oof.
14 points.
Oh.
You want to use Uncanny? No, you can't yet. You can't
I
yet.
can't yet. I can't until the I can't. I can do evasion, but that's the only thing for saves. So yeah, no.
Second attack is a miss.
Hey.
And Tack Brindis just redeemed a ward a nat 20 on a death saving throw.
Woo!
Hey.
Thank you, Tack.
Shambling Mound 2 has Lorem. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sure thing, boss. Hey.
That is a
Hey.
save. Resumes the slamming. 21.
Oof.
No.
Second attack is a 19.
Mm-hmm.
Still up. Aplos. Use presumably that nat 20 was for you.
I'm
Sorry, I shouldn't have
hoping.
clicked that. So you are conscious. You're still grappled.
Conscious, restrained. Yeah, it's a bad day. So he's going to he's going to just thrash around and slam his wrists together and then go whoosh with a flamethrower. And use Braga's Scorching Ray wristbands to try and burn his way out of this thing.
Oh yeah.
So,
I like it. I like it.
So he will.
All about Regger Drugger.
Regger Drugger. So he gets 3 Scorching Ray attacks. So Scorching Ray number 1. Disadvantage. Miss. Scorching Ray number 2. Hits. Damage. 10 points of fiery damage. Resist fiery damage, you bastard. And
Yeah, you see it. It's just like watching, when you got the moist, the wet wood that they're trying to start the fire with. You're like, how much gasoline do I need to pour on this damn thing?
this
Get
won't
it
go.
going.
He'll try another one. 16 hits,
That's
more
it?
damage. 5 more damage?
5 more damage.
No! Why is this thing still alive?
Oh my god.
So you just like see smoke and little spurts of flame now coming out. You hear him coughing in there. No. and then still blind. And that's it.
Whew, Evangeline, you are up.
Okay. So, mound 1 is outside of my rapier range, right?
No, you could hit, right
No,
now.
I
It's
can
right
hit it.
next to you.
Right
Yep.
now it's right to me. Okay, I thought that it had moved and I couldn't get to it. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to try to hit it, and hopefully free poor Aplos. I'll try. And do I get sneak attack since Aplos is engulfed within?
If you hit it, yes.
If I hit it, yes. All right. Well, nope. All right. Well, can they hear me inside if I give them help? Are they able to receive that information?
They can. You could give Applos help.
All right, I'm gonna say Aplos, just hang in there and just try to hit really hard next time.
All right, you got the help action. Next up is Bryn.
All right. Can I target one? Am I in it?
Yes, you can now. You can see it now.
Okay. Just need one hit.
That's a hit.
Come on.
Hey.
10 points.
Still not dead.
That one's a miss.
These mounds of dirt are really freaking tough. Like, I guess it makes sense. They're just dirt.
Ibsum.
All right, Imsum's going for the one that has Laurel.
Hey!
There's a critical hit.
A crit. A crit. That's 2d4 plus 2. 1 plus 2.
So 6 total.
6. Yeah, but it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Here we go. 15.
So it made it, but it still takes half as much. So it takes 3d6. So it's 12 poison damage, but halved.
Surprisingly, it can take that.
Fucking kidding me.
So 6 more.
I think a better term is unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say, surprisingly, it is immune to poison. I would have been very mad.
Oh, I guess I would have. My presumption would have been that the Shambling Mounds would have been immune to it, but it's not one of its immunities.
Yes.
But it's a plant that resists fire. What sense does that make?
There you go.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome
Lulu
to
is
hell.
gonna give the old trumpet of sparkles to this one. It makes a saving throw.
It's not as mesmerized as number 3 had been.
Yeah, it was a cool little sparkler trick at first, but now they're getting wise and they're just.
Alex, can you share the map with me again? I accidentally closed it.
Yeah. Here you go.
Perfect.
And it's your turn.
Yes. I am going to cast Shatter at 3rd level on both of these guys. I'm going to aim it right behind them so not to hit Evangeline.
Appreciate it.
2 saves, but they'll take half. Pow, pow, pow.
Effectively did nothing.
Big bags of hit points.
I will then give more inspiration to Appos.
We believe in you, Aplos.
Appos needs it.
Having a hard day.
Shambling Mound 1. Constitution saving throw from Aplos.
Okay, Constitution saving throw. I get a +2. Boop. Wait, that was not what I meant to hit. That will be a total of a 13. Wait.
You have inspiration.
You have bardic
yes,
inspiration.
bardic inspiration. Total of
You
an 18.
save.
Takes me a second. I'm kind of beat up.
It's got you just kind of hanging there. It's crushing at you. Its attention at this point is on Evangeline, and it's gonna make a slam attack. 23 to hit,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and you have not used your uncanny dodge
I
yet.
have not, so I am going to uncanny dodge my way.
That'll be 5 points.
All
You're
right.
still up.
I am.
One more
Just
slam
barely.
attack
No.
is a critical
Oh.
hit.
Oh!
Come on. Yeah, I don't think I can do much for that.
Wabam.
Oh.
Evangeline is now on the ground unconscious.
Oh.
Shambling Mount 2 has Lorem held up. Constitution saving throw. Putting the squeeze on you.
Whew. Okay, all right,
You
all
make
right.
the saving throw. First slam attack is a hit.
Oof.
Of course it is, right?
10 points. Second one is an 18.
I'm down.
And Lorem goes down.
This is gonna
Aplos.
be TPK'd by Dirk, guys.
Topiary.
So Aplos is just swinging around like crazy in there. Disadvantage, canceled out by advantage. So regular longsword attack on the first one. 18
a
will
hit.
hit. He'll longsword it. And he will throw his last spell slot into a smite for another 9 radiance.
And that one goes down.
Oh, finally.
All right, so Apple's just like cuts his way out and then just dives into the next one, just like starts swinging at the next one. He doesn't even realize he's out of one as he's like hacking his way, thinks he's still tunneling through the other one. But no longer blinded. Can you take that off of me?
Yes.
And target that one. Normal long sword attack. Long sword. 16 slashing damage of 5. And I cannot do any more smiting. Ouch. And that's that.
Evangeline is up next. Any advantage? Any inspiration?
Nothing that I have right
Let's-
now.
I still have my inspiration from the group one. Can I donate it?
You can, as long as you
Yes.
don't want to use it on your turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have it too. You're down too, so you might not want
You can do more damage than I can, so it's
That's-
more
that's
important that
fair.
you're
It's
up.
fair. You're
Okay.
The spotlight is on Evangeline
Strategic.
right now, so hit advantage and then hit your
All
saving
right.
throw on your main page.
to. Got it.
Oh!
Well,
Oh,
Boy.
no.
one failure.
No. Oof.
Oh.
It's painful, guys.
Bryn,
Thank
it is your turn.
Burn it down, Bryn. But not with fire. Not fire.
How did your journey to hell end? Oh, we died by the plants.
Oh, that's a hit. Nice.
Hey!
Whoa, good shot.
14 points of damage.
Bryn.
And another hit.
Hey!
So point of clarification, because I don't know. Oh wait, it does still have. Never mind. I was going to say it didn't have anybody, but it does technically still have Laurel. All right. Next up. So good round though on damage. Imsum is up next.
Get him, Imsum.
Crit.
Oh.
Oh.
Lulu.
All
All right, Lulu.
Lulu's right there.
Finish it
Trumpet.
off.
Trumpet
Come
of
on,
sparkles.
Lulu! Go
It
mammoth mode!
fails. She doesn't have that yet. 22 points, though, of radiant damage as you just see like a beam of rainbow come straight out of her trumpet and kind of scores through and burns through the tendrils of the vines of the shambling mound. Back to the top.
You kidding
A
me?
success. A success from Lorum on the death saving throw.
Cool.
Kill Laura.
He has the-
advantages.
What's that?
Lorum doesn't need advantages. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
good.
that one worked out better than the advantage one. Shambling Mound 2 has Lorum bound up, though, at this point. Give me the Constitution saving throw at the start of the turn.
Yes! Thank God for
18.
dwarves!
Your stocky little body is refusing to be crushed by this thing. And it turns its attention to Lulu, who just did a boatload of damage to it. First attack misses. Second attack is an 18. Deals 13 points to Lulu, who just kind of gets wham smacked in the face, but her little hummingbird wings keep her afloat. She can take maybe a couple punches to the face, not too many, but still okay. Aplos, it is your turn.
So Aplos is swinging for the hills. Literally on this thing. Longsword attack. No.
Oh.
Follow up.
Oh. Come on.
What? That's it. He's just can't figure out what's alive. He's still hacking at the dead ones. Like, why isn't it moving anymore?
Stay dead.
You're punished for the pun. It was just.
Ooh, you were. Evangeline has a success. One fail, one
Hey.
success.
What we need.
Bryn, it is your turn.
All right. All
Good
right.
hit. Good hit.
7 points.
Oh,
Oh, these nat
lucky.
ones are
You are
just
halfling.
killing
You are a halfling,
Oh,
darn it.
that's right.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And
Yay!
Way
went
to
the
turn it
opposite
around.
way. And you still get 7 points of damage.
The duality of halflings.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to go for a dead one, and Apple's is like, no, I got this one. Go for the other one.
Imsum is up next.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
Imsum's time to shine. 13, I think, is a miss.
Yes.
Shine
Lulu,
oversold it a little.
trumpet. Yes. Doo, 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 doo. We get 48 point plus 4 radiant. 14 points. 14 points of radiant damage. But it's still up.
Oh my gosh.
Lorum gets another
Hey.
success on a death saving throw. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
That'll give
You
you
get a +2 for me, so you got a 12 if that helps.
12. That'll give you one check on the failure,
Ah.
as it makes again. It sees at this point. It sees Aplos, and it's gonna take a left hook swing at Aplos, but misses. The other one is going for Lulu, and misses.
All right.
Aplos, it is your turn.
Finish him.
You know what you must do.
Yeah, but I feel like it should be healing Miss Evangeline, who looks like she's bleeding really bad.
What healing? Didn't you blow everything already?
Apparently not.
I have a healer's kit.
Oh.
I am going to use my healer's kit to stabilize Miss Evangeline, and I like throw my sword at the dead hedge and like let that, and then duck down and start bandaging Miss Evangeline so she's at least stable. Miss Bryn, please kill this thing, Miss Bryn.
Working on it.
So Evangeline is stable.
Thank you.
Bryn, it is your turn.
All right.
Oh, buddy.
That's a hit.
Hey!
9 points. It's still up.
Oh,
Imsum.
Some
15.
15 is an interesting number because that's the armor class of the creature. So
Woo!
Imsum hits.
That's a great number. It takes 5 piercing damage and needs to make a con saving throw.
Ooh, it takes that extra damage.
Come on, Imsum!
Poison.
Describe this fatality to me. That you hit it right on the money.
Oh.
And I don't know if Imsum has killed anything yet, so this is a moment.
This is a moment. Yeah, I guess Imsum it's a sting from his little scorpion tail as it injects into the vine of the shambling mound, and you just see like this puff of green, and it's like starts spreading from the injection point all the way across the rest of the shambling mound until it goes limp.
The entire creature, its leaves wilt in black from that injection, and it just drops into a heap in the thorn thicket.
Nice job, Imson.
I
Laura
think
Mose.
everyone is stable at this point. I think that was the third thing that Lorem needed to stabilize.
Yeah, but stable,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I'm so glad you killed that. Apples is just like laying there like, lol.
All,
Not
all,
a good time, guys.
all in favor of making Imsum a full-fledged member of our adventuring guild, say aye.
I'm unconscious still.
I'm unconscious,
so...
but all,
It is unanimous.
Someone wake Laura.
I abstain.
So can we like just carefully sort of nudge a little patch in the thorns to just lay down and cry for a while?
Take a little napsy.
Yeah, so you, Aplos and Bryn, are looking across each other over the bodies of your unconscious comrades, and realizing, the horror that just took place with these creatures. When you hear a voice, somewhat muffled, so these walls of brambles that were like obstructing your way are now like long since there's just like a straight path kind of forward there, and from that direction you just hear Red Ruth, I need your help, my friends are in trouble. Oh my god, I just got a new crew and they're dying. This guy in this black plate armor is slaughtering them. Please, I'll do anything.
Is that Smiler? Because it sounds like Smiler.
Oh, is he running away to help us? Oh no! Oh.
Ye of little faith.
Mr. Smiler!
Smiler!
Guys, is that you? You're alive?
Mostly. It's been a bit of a day. How are
We need your
you?
help.
And you see, like, at some point, you see, like from the brush and the overgrowth, a couple of tree branches, like, go aside. And you see that smiling face of that green-faced Eladrin. Oh, my God! You guys, I thought you were goners! It
Yes.
looks like it didn't go like great for Laurel and Evangeline, but I'm glad that 50% is way better odds than I gave you guys. Wow.
Well, no, they should be fine. Um, I was just, uh, we could use a place to have a sit down. Um, Perhaps we could go back, um, to the vehicle and just sit for a bit. Yes.
Out there? No. Well, my friend lives here. Red Ruth lives here. We could crash with her, I think.
Oh,
Although I don't know if she's home. I don't see her around here. I was hoping she could help us out.
well, her pets were a little, killy. Does she have more of those?
Uh, might be. Yeah, they probably. You all. They're not familiar with you. Oh. Well, follow me. Like, and he goes over. He like kind of grabs Evangeline and grabs her arm and is trying to like kind of help drag her forward. He's like, I'm sure we can stay here. I think it'll be fine.
Well, yes, I suppose, resting uninvited isn't the worst thing I'm going to have done today. So, yes. But we'll have to make up some sort of nice gift. And, as he's talking, he's sort of like trying to get Laurel up high enough to not drag on the brambles, but still like heavily favoring his everything.
That's a rough task. I weigh a lot.
Yes. Well, I've been putting on a bit of muscle, but still, he's. Oh, my word. They are made of stone, aren't they? How do they fit so much into such a little space?
So Smiler will try to guide you to the center of the maze, and he'll take you into this little cave-like hovel at the center of the maze. There are hundreds of bones and body parts that hang by twine from the entrance, and the ceiling is strung with garlands made of bloody entrails. There's just a kind of consistent buzzing of flies kind of up in the overhead of the cave.
Ah,
Den. That's not really a cave. Cave-like den.
Miss Bryn,
Yeah.
I feel we've executed on one of your mother's sayings about frying pans and fire.
Yeah. I hear that. It might be more than like a bonfire in some cases.
Yes. Though you and Mr. Imsom did very well.
Oh, thanks. I think I'm staying in the back has done wonders for my survivability.
Yes. If I ever complain about weeding or attending the hedgerows at my orchard again, please shoot me with one of those blasts. They should never get that overgrown.
You got it, Atlas.
Thank you.
So Smiler is like getting a little like small little like cooking fire going, and Laurel and Evangeline are just like barely conscious, just real groggy, starting to maybe starting to wake up, but still pretty groggy. And Smiler is like, "Oh, so you guys really beat that thing, huh? That
Oh.
metal guy?"
Yes. Though he was a bit rude, he left neither arms nor armor behind.
Oh, that's a total bummer, man. I don't know what happened. I looked at him and it was like he had this power. He's like in my mind. I just want to run away. Like I just all hope was gone, and I got a lot of hope.
Yes. I think a similar thing happened to Mr. Lorem.
Yeah, I remember we crossed paths and he tried to give me like a high five and like it was totally didn't work. And I just was trying to cheer the little guy up and like did a little dance thing for him before I was like, I'm see ya. Out of here.
Yes, it was a rather confusing time. Um,
Yeah.
but I did take away a few lessons. I think perhaps in time I could get my own stevia to fly like that fellow's nightmare did.
Yeah, that'd be rad. I'd love to
Yeah,
see that.
I
Um,
haven't quite got the knack of it yet, and Stevie and I ran afoul of um, a bit of a um, really really painful pincer light beam thing. But um, yes.
well, you're breathing, so that's good news all around. That's good vibes, and
Oh yes, I learned
you know
quite a bit
I
from
think
it.
having a flying nightmare horse that's gonna be real good for the reputation of our gang that we're starting here. We're
Yes.
like the five amigos,
Oh yes, that's very true. Oh,
plus
um,
that elephant thing and the little devil guy.
yes, that would make us 7 amigos.
Seven. That's six more amigos than I've ever had.
Oh, that's very good.
Hey Brent, I've been thinking a lot about your situation with because you know Black Cloak,
I do.
and you told me about you got a whole situation with him. You sold your soul to him. Um, but you know, I was thinking about that. He only collects on your soul if you die.
Yes.
So you just need to find a way to like not die. Like we could do that. Like that seems possible.
Ah,
We've
Yeah.
already had one run in with vampirism today.
are we suggesting I become a vampire?
I think you have to die to do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think Lorm's just saying things while he's like kind of in a coma over there.
Yes.
Well, it's not quite a coma. See, he responds to poke.
Oh, it's so loud. Like, when you have a really bad headache and there's like a blaring TV in the other room, that's the impression that I'm getting right now. I'm
Yeah,
Um,
like is this real? Like this
just
please turn it off.
make the
Uh,
loud man stop talking.
I knew we should have bought a healing potion.
Just something to think about, Bryn, you know? Like there's so many like methods of that, you know.
Yes. Thank you, Smiler, for the words of wisdom to not die. Did
Well,
Did you
um,
have any?
Or to find a way to like make it really hard for you to die, you know?
if we encountered a Medusa or a Gorgon.
I mean, could be. I mean, it takes a little bit of like the freedom of life away situation.
Well, yes, no, that would be sort of a last resort sort of thing.
But you
Did
know,
you
we're
have?
we're spitballing here like loopholes in this whole thing.
Yes. No. I appreciate this. Did you have something in mind? Something that we could look into?
Um, well, I don't know. Like there's a lot of crazy wizards out there that do things like where they like put their souls, they store them in things, or I don't know how it works exactly, but I was just thinking about it because like it sounded like it was really important to you.
Yes. My soul is quite important to me. Um. I appreciate the thought. Thanks, Smiler.
And you do end up taking a long rest here
With our good friend Smiler,
with
who has
Smiler.
done nothing wrong to us.
And as you do so in the morning, someone arrives, an older looking woman who has bones. Her hair is tied up in almost like barrette like bones. But she kind of hobbles into the room. Big, long, crooked nose, ruddy skin, and she immediately narrows her eyes onto Smiler as she's casting kind of like curious looks at all of you, and she's a Smiler. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you. And he introduces you. He says, Red Ruth, these are my friends. I came here hoping you were home. They were in some trouble. It doesn't matter. It's a whole long story, but the good news is I'm still around, and it's good to see you. And they go and they give a big embrace, and she says, that's just great. I saw outside an infernal war machine. Does that belong to one of you?
Oh, yes,
Um,
madam. Those belong to us.
Are you sure? It kind of looked like one that might belong to Mad Maggie.
We have it out on a loan.
You know how those things work, don't you?
Unfortunately.
Uh, it, I took a look at it. It sounds like it's running kind of low.
Yes, ma'am. We were looking to find more coins to keep it functional.
Oh. Yeah.
It is our understanding, should the engines run out, any souls within it would be destroyed, and we wish to avoid that.
You don't want to destroy the souls? You know, that's how it works.
well,
Um,
not completely.
I'm given to understand the souls can be freed if it is done before they are completely consumed.
You want to free the souls, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you could do that, but it's going to destroy the machine.
Well, I've actually been practicing another method that might be able to do it, um, without exploding the machine. I haven't quite got it figured out yet.
Well, if you really want those souls removed, I can help you with that.
Oh,
And I wouldn't really mind taking one of Mad Maggie's machines offline.
um, are you and Miss Maggie not friendly?
Oh, we're friendly enough, but it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of a friendly rivalry. I
Oh,
think this would be a real fun prank to pull on her. Especially a machine like that. That's a pretty nice machine out there.
Oh, yes, a machine we have on loan. We would rather not make Mad Maggie angry. Especially since Mad Maggie is currently in bed with the owner of that one. And I point at Bryn.
Hold on, owner.
He's the current owner of your soul.
mortgagee,
Well,
mortgager,
Hmm,
bean holder.
yes. I prefer he holds a majority share of my
Your soul.
soul. Thank you.
He keeps the title though with him, so.
A, a controlling amount, I suppose. Is
well,
that the right term, Laurel? Am I using the right terms there?
she says, I just noticed it sounds like it's just about on empty. So
Oh, yes.
Smiler, you had a couple of coins on you, right?
and he says, no.
Didn't
What
we
about-
watch you take a share from Mad Maggie?
Oh, I don't. Maybe I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I spent him.
Can I see if he's telling the truth?
No,
Does
he's
he
not
look?
telling the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Smiler, I watched you put them in your pocket, and you were with us the entire time until you took the card, Ren.
Uh-huh.
You have some coins on you.
They're my coins, guy.
I can take out a loan and get you. If you give us one, I'll get you two back later.
Oh, how? No, you get. How are you gonna do that? What's your plan? At least 10-point plan.
We just took down one of Her Majesty's generals. I think we could get you 2 coins back.
I don't know if you can.
I think we could. We've done great. Look at what we've done since we've come here. We've taken out Feanor. We've killed Ragger Dragger. We've killed Harmon. We're on a roll.
Oh yes, and we have an outstanding commission to deal with the fiery fellow in that tower. So if we drive over there, we could take care of that and then cash out.
Guys, it seems like you got a lot of things going on. Somehow getting me a soul coin, I'm kind of suspecting is pretty low on that priority list.
Well, you are one of the 7 amigos.
What? You're one of us.
You're part of the crew, and we could make it official. We offer benefits in Faerun, but should you ever accompany with us when we leave, you're more than welcome a spot on our team.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about it.
Well, look, here's the other thing. I mean, what's your plan otherwise? Don't you want to be able to drive around out of here?
Oh yes, you would need
Well,
transport.
that's another thing. Like, my ride is, like, gone, right? Like, we scrapped that.
Well, no, it's still a trap back there. We could go retrieve it.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah, just
touch
go
it.
get it. We can just go
That's
get it
true.
now.
Also, the fellow that we're hunting down right now, he has many of his own machines. If we take him down, we get them by default.
Yeah.
I saw he had spinning rims on one.
I guess maybe I'm gonna go take a walk and like think about it. This is a lot.
Think
to
about
think
them.
about.
Bugbears, built for bugbears, extra leg room.
Yeah, and he just like starts to like walk out the hovel, and he's like, I'll be right back."
Follow him. Yeah. Let's go back to the vehicle because I feel like our little friend's about to make a run for it again.
Thank you for your hospitality, Miss Redruth.
And she says, well, "You're welcome."
Though we may be back for help on scrapping that vehicle if we can't find a good way to do it.
Sounds good. So you guys are all going back out into the brambles.
I will tap Bryn on the shoulder and kind of offer my arm out. And would you like a fast track to the front?
Yes, please.
And I will cast Dimension Door, and I will take us immediately to the car.
Okay, so you all end up back at the entrance where the vehicle is.
So I am standing there with Bryn watching, making sure the Smiler doesn't come out and make a run for it.
Sure. You don't see Smiler approach the vehicle or anything like that. In fact, you don't see any sign of him.
I'll use my little dragon head locator, and he's this way.
He's somewhere still in the brambles.
Smiler! Come on, Smiler.
So, how are we going to ask him for this mask?
Well, I mean,
I would think we're going to need to trade him something.
Yeah. And for the record, I like to state that Smiler was looking for help. And seems like a pretty okay person.
But did he help us now? Or is he,
Well,
hiding in the brambles?
if he wanted to hurt us, he missed a very opportune moment. So I
don't think
think
he wants to hurt us. I just think that he doesn't care one way or the other about
Well,
us.
I feel like soul coins are a big deal here, and taking a loan of one is probably usually backed up with something like a soul, which is not ideal.
Oh, I could outright him in a contract any day.
Well, I don't know if I don't.
Contracts are legally binding here. They're the end all be all. If
Well,
I
yes.
write us into a favorable situation where all we do is owe him a coin and that's it, then that would be it.
Yes, I suppose here an Eladrin could own a soul. Oh, hadn't thought of it.
Hmm.
But we could ask what he wishes to do.
We could find out what he wants to do with the mask. We were coming after this under the assumption that Smiler was now our enemy, so why not also get this mask for Tiamat? Maybe we don't want to.
I mean, we don't have to give her the mask. She wants it, but, people want a lot of things.
Yes. I wonder why he wants the mask.
We should ask.
Yes. Which would be easier if he wasn't in the brambles.
Give him time to think and just make sure he doesn't come out.
He doesn't know that you. He doesn't know that you warped out.
So he thinks we're still there.
People can.
Yeah, he went to take a walk, and you went to preemptively. You thought
we thought the worst of him. We thought the worst of him. He went for a walk, and we assumed he was out to take our machine.
I mean, some people can go back in, and we can just chill.
So Aplos will call Stevia back. He'll bring Stevia back as the hound. Like, go get him, Stevia.
Okay. Stevia goes in and may take some time of wandering through the brambles, but eventually Stevia returns with Smiler, who comes outside and says, "Oh, I was wondering where you guys went."
Well, we have places to go.
We just wanted to check up on the vehicle. It's a bit nerve-wracking leaving it out here unattended.
Figured you'd meet us here, but then you didn't.
I didn't know where you guys went. I was like, oh, here we go again.
No, but here we are, and here you are.
Yes.
So,
and
do you want to try to?
Oh no, I was just going to ask. Why do you want the dragon mask?
Oh,
Wonder. Okay.
I was trying to sell it when I met Bryn there. Actually, I think Aplos, you tried to help me, right? Like you tackled one of those guys. I don't remember exactly how that went.
Oh
but,
yes, it was a bit nasty.
Yeah,
because
I was trying to sell it at Mahadi's. Exactly. Yeah.
But what is it worth?
I don't know. I was hoping a lot. What do you think?
I think it may be more trouble than it's worth. You see, it seems like Tiamat wants it and would rather take you apart for it than pay for it.
Yeah.
Do you have any reason not to want Tiamat to have it?
I don't. Well, I was just hoping it was worth a few soul coins. Is really what I was looking to. I don't know. I was thinking it was probably worth 3, 4, 5, maybe. It's a Tiamat thing, though, huh?
I think Tiamat would offer us a hell of a lot more than soul coins if we were to willingly give it back. More like the favor of a god.
Oh. So you think I should take it to Tiamat and try to sell it?
Well, I
Not,
think.
That's just
not
sell it, offer it.
Okay, present.
Well,
You gotta sell it. This
You
is
gotta
worth
sell it.
something.
So
No.
when you're working with gods, you're just putting a new name on it. So instead of saying you're selling it, you're offering it. You know,
I would think a
fae, right?
god has
You
a
know how
pretty
favors
big
work.
purse.
But you're a
Yeah.
fae, you
You're
should
a
know how
god, you can
favors
afford
work.
it.
No, but see,
Favors.
okay. It's okay. It's not real favor, but you say, okay,
Well-
here's your golden calf, and they say, okay, I'll give you,
Oh.
A great boon.
Is this
in
like the kind of thing where I
exchange.
like I give it to Tiamat and then I put like a stocking on my doorknob or something and like soul coins are gonna show up there one day.
or better,
Yeah.
potentially a boon that would follow you outside of Avernus.
Boon. That's a
Oh.
4-letter word that sounds really cool. Sounds like
It
boom.
means
I like booms. I probably like boons.
Well, you were saying that you thought 4 soul coins, yes?
I was like, yeah, something like that, right? I don't know.
Well, here, Mr. Laurel is actually rather clever with negotiations. So perhaps if you were to allow Mr. Laurel to make the negotiations for you, and we could assure you, say, a 5 soul coin return, and you could hire Mr. Laurel for a 1 soul coin retainer, then you would have your 4 soul coins.
Okay.
Consider me your negotiator to ensure that you get the most you could possibly get in exchange for it. And all I would ask in exchange for my services is a 1 soul coin.
So 1 soul coin, and you're guaranteeing that you'll get me 5 soul coins.
Oh, at the very least, if not more.
All right. You're like a fancy pants like lawyer kind of person, right? Like let's see
Yes.
this.
Very fancy pants.
I will sit down, prop myself up against the wheel of the demon grinder, and pull out my little travel writing set, and I will just start drafting up an agreement, not a contract per se, because we don't know what the negotiations will be, but an agreement that states that the intent is to acquire a minimum of 5 soul coins upon the return of this mask to Tiamat.
All right. He grabs that then and he rolls that up and puts it in his pack and he's like, all right. And he flips you a soul coin. He's like, let's go.
I explicitly, in the wording, in very fancy wording, make sure to put that this contract is not legally binding. It is a quote.
He's not gonna go for that.
Did I take it? Did I actually take that? I don't know if it'll work. No, I didn't. I swapped it out. Okay. It's like an agreement. It's like how
It's like,
you make an agreement.
what's this crap that you're putting in here? I thought like you're good for
No,
your word, man.
Speaking of lawyers here, I don't know if you've ever had to deal with one, but when you hire a lawyer, you
No,
make an
I'm dealing with
agreement
one
beforehand.
right now, and I don't like it.
It's lawyers are both a blessing and a curse. The crux is that we don't know exactly what will happen when we turn it into Tiamat.
Well,
I will try my hardest.
I thought you just gave me the pitch that we know this is for certain. Like, you can do this, and now, all of a sudden, no good.
The reason it's not in writing now is because I can negotiate, but it is Tiamat, and Tiamat could decide to just turn us all into shish kebabs and take it anyways.
Okay, it doesn't sound like you're guaranteeing anything.
If we get into a negotiation, if we actually begin a negotiation,
I think I might go with Mahadi. You're not giving me a
Okay,
lot
here's the
to
thing. No, can I
feel
explain
good
something to
about
you,
here.
Smiler? They know where you are, and it's kind of just a kindness that they're allowing you to present it. But if you don't willingly go into this, they'll probably just kill you.
I don't know. They've been trying that for a bit. Yeah, right? I mean, they haven't succeeded yet.
Because we
Well-
stepped in at every point. Do you
Yes,
think you
and-
would have made it out of that market alive without us?
All right. Lorem, give me an intimidation check. This will be the
I'm good.
roll.
I'm decent at those.
He says,
If it would have been a
Okay.
persuasion, I would have added an extra +3 on that.
He says,
Was it coming from a violent place? I was like, come on, you understand this is right. No, in
Well,
your heart, this is the
it's-
truth.
yeah. It's the intimidation check is what it was. And he says, okay. I'll go with you on this, but I'm going with. I get to be a part of it.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yes,
All right.
you're one of the amigos.
The
All
offer
right.
still stands to have you join the adventuring crew, by the way. We could use an inside man.
Let's go. Let's jump in the vehicle. Let's go see this Tiamat. See what I'm gonna get for this mask.
Yes.
All right. The one soul coin retainer fee, which will be how we get there.
Yep. So he gives you the soul coin, and
Perfect.
pops it in, and away you go. And that'll be where we end tonight.
Woo!
We're alive.
Just barely.
As we're going,
Directly to Tiamat.
yes, directly to Tiamat. Aplos is like, "Oh, you really should take him up on the adventure. It's rather impressive. Only 2 weeks ago, I was doing escort work in Waterdeep, and now I'm in Avernus. Adventure like that."
Real fast. And I had a successful business, and here I am in Avernus.
Oh, well, now you're on the ground floor of a very successful business so far. I feel like we have plenty of accolades should we make it back to Faerun.
Well, actually, depending on your interpretation of the celestial spheres, we could be very well below ground.
So, I know you just leveled up after last time, but let's do a level up after this one as well.
Hey! Fighting trees!
What's going on?
We'll bring us another shrubbery.
How did none of us make that joke until now?
Because I was dying. A lot.
We
Wait.
did enough beating around the bush, and finally we did beat the bushes.
Bryn, do not roll that hit die.
Oh, I'm rolling on it.
Bryn,
Do it.
Oh my god,
Roll it, roll it.
We've gone this far. All right, 1d8, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Hey! Did you get
Hey!
that?
It's an above average roll.
wow. Not a one.
Hey!
The Christmas miracle. It's because you did it on stream. Like that.
24 hit points.
Level 9.
Plus whatever.
24 hit points.
Wow. I have 74.
It's harsh.
All right, so our players are going to probably spend some time leveling up. They're on their way to go make some kind of contact with Tiamat, who the hope, I think, here is that they're going to deliver this thing that she wants, and perhaps she might have some insight on where the sword is and be able to ultimately help the party empower them to put to rest everything dealing with El Terrell and save those people. So we're going to close it out. This game was our Descent into Avernus campaign. We do this on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So you come check us out again next week, this same time. Thanks everyone for coming out and hanging out with us. Hope you're all having a good week. We'll talk to you
Thanks for the
all
save.
soon. Yay! Yes.
Thanks for
Yeah,
saying
thank you all for
apples.
the cheers and for the assists along the way. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye.